Good morning, good morning. How are you? Welcome to Sewing Street with me, Vicki Carroll, with you for the next, put my teeth in for the next 3 hours. Oh, and I must say, Kat's in a very, very good mood today, as am I. Hopefully you've woken up feeling lovely and fresh. Open up your curtains because it's so beautiful and sunny outside. And we're going to start the bank holiday weekend nice and early. Today, Thursday, it doesn't feel like it's the bank holiday week. Does it really this weekend? But it's, I suppose we're all just rolling days into days. I have no idea what day it is or what time it is. But today I'm very excited about the show as we have got so many incredible rainbows. Look at how colourful and how full the desk is. I mean, it's so bright and so beautiful, and I think that's why we're automatically feeling cheery this morning, Kat. So before I start the early bird, or before I start anything, for anybody who is new to us, as I know that we are getting every single day so many new people who are joining our community and joining the family, which is brilliant. Welcome to the crazy family. It's just the most, it is such a brilliant place to be able to learn lots of new skills and new techniques, and just join loads of like-minded people. If you may be dusting off a sewing machine that you've got in the garage or in the loft that you haven't used for years, maybe you've got, of course, a bit more time on your hands to start a new skill or try a new hobby. If you've been watching over the last few weeks and you're thinking, right, today is the day that I'm going to make my first exciting purchase, let me show you how you do it, because it's going to be manic. Once we get going this hour, it's going to be busy. So if you want to shop with us, there's 2 ways of doing it. Whether you go onto our web shop, which is www.sewingstreet.com. We also have a UK-based customer service team. Obviously, because we're working with smaller teams across the company, our customer service team are still there. Obviously, not as many people in the building, but they will still be there answering your calls. Please do be patient, though, as the phone lines have been very, 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 very busy. If you can get to the web, that's going to be the quickest and easiest way. And you can simply just have a look underneath us now, all the products that we've got. Also on our category section, there's so much on the web shop, which you'll only pay 1p&p all day long. The reason that I'm telling you this is because this hour, we're going to play Supermarket Sweep. Remember the telly programme, Supermarket Sweep? They've done a sort of a new version of it, haven't they, this over the last year, and it's just not the same. Me and Hannah were talking about it, and I said, why don't they go for the inflatables in the big Supermarket Sweep at the end? I love Rylan, I do, but no, it doesn't beat Dale Winton's old school one, does it? So, Supermarket Sweep, we're going to go really quick. We're going to go to the best prices. We've got loads to get through this hour, but we're just going to show you so much variety and go to the best prices possible. Starting with the early bird. Now, if you saw my show a couple of days ago, I did give you a bit of a warning. Our early bird is for 1 day only. Now, I say that. It is for 1 day only, or until I say it's sold out. It could sell out, I mean, even during the next few minutes. So be aware, if you do want 3 books for the price of 2 today on your screen for less than £16, I do love these Love to Sew books. I know we've seen a couple of early birds featuring them, and they've been very, very popular. So we've raided the stock to see what else we've got. And these are 3 books that I've not actually seen. So you've got your Scandinavian style, your Langham style. I thought it was like, it sounds like there's a dance that goes with it. There's 20 projects in there. There's 20 projects in your Hearts book, and there's 26 projects in your vintage style gifts for the home, which makes 66 gifts. Done the maths. Those of you that watch our sister channel, Jewellery Maker, you saw me on yesterday with our founder of the Gemporia group, Steve Bennett. He was constantly just taking the mick out of my maths. He was like, Vic, you're really not very good at maths, are you? I was like, oh no, you've noticed. If my maths is correct, it works out about 24 pence a project. I mean, how amazing is that? And some of these gifts that you can do quite quickly, actually, even if you are a brand new sewer, there's so much that you're going to be able to do with these books. So I'm thinking for anybody who, obviously we can't see our friends at the moment, it's so lovely to be able to send little gifts in the post. Starts off with your sewing techniques and what you're going to need to know to complete the projects in your book. You've got pin cushions, very useful things in here as well. Little cute placemats. Look, little teacups. You could put all your wonder clips in there. Debbie Shaw's got a big yellow teapot or teacup, I'm not sure, but to keep all her wonder clips. They're the sort of cupcakes I need in my life right now. I was just saying to Kat, we did our big shop. It's an exciting day, isn't it, when you get to go and do your big food shop. Too many treats in the house. Buttons, these lovely cushions, all for the home, with hearts on. There's quilts in here. Triple layer cake, pin cushions. Lovely, lovely gift ideas. And it's got quite a kitschy sort of feel. Maybe you've got your Tildas. Tildas would look nice with this. Dressmaker's dummy. Make your own little dressmaker's dummy. Did anyone watch Sewing Bee last night? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's normally, when I'm here in the morning, I normally go to bed about 9 o'clock, and I stayed up to watch it last night. It was children's wear, no spoilers. I won't give it anything more away, but it was a really good episode if you're watching it today. Decorative hand. Put your eggs or your oafs in French. Learning different languages during the lockdown. Our Paul, when he comes back, he's going to be fluent in Italian. He's been doing Italian lessons every day. Jewellery pin board. How nice is that? Pillows and stripes. So a bit of patchwork as well. More quilts. There's so many. There is so many. Oh, I like that frilly pillow. All of your different projects, which then are broken down beautifully in instructions and your templates at the back. That's just 1/3 of what you're getting at that early bird price. You're also getting all of these lovely hanging hearts. Maybe somebody whose wedding's been postponed, or Kat celebrated her 8-year anniversary with her boyfriend yesterday, but they're self-isolating separately. So she said through the window, said, there's you, I'm putting your card in the porch, waved through the window. Oh, you got flowers through the post box. Oh, tulips, lovely. But maybe just want to tell somebody you love them and you're thinking of them, anyone who's having a tough time. Also, let me show you, I really like this. So basic techniques again, as you start. Felt heart, so working, even with children, these would be lovely to do. What about garlands or bunting? Stitched with love, hearth wreaths. With your rainbows, that would look nice on your door, wouldn't it? You could do a rainbow heart wreath, and I really like this one as well, memories. That is really lovely, isn't it? To get a photograph and do a memory bunting, or these are cute as well, baby hearts. New babies. Oh, I wonder how many people have made the bunting for VE Day. Is anybody having? We're not. We haven't got a street party, but I know a lot of people. My mum, where she lives, everybody's going out onto their front garden, putting bunting up and having tea and cake. Is your road got that as well, Kat? Lisa's annoyed though that her bunting hasn't arrived. She wants to make some. She saw Debbie Shaw's tutorial. She said, I was convinced I could make it, but it hasn't arrived yet. Oh, Terry bought some pre-made because he didn't trust that she'd make it in time, but that hasn't even arrived yet. So she could make it this afternoon. She could make it. This is it. This is the great thing, is it's all just really lovely, quick and easy projects with buttons as well. Country Star, flying the flag. So you could do our flag. There you go. They'd look lovely for VE Day. So there's loads. Again, in your heart section, you've got 20 different projects. And this one, which I've not seen before, it's still going, by the way. Less than £16. Remember, it's only while stocks last. It is only while stocks last. Today and today only. We start the day with a brilliant price. What is Langham? Now, I believe Langham, what does it say? Langham is Langham Arblast, or the right amount is best, is a Swedish philosophy that fosters the concept of living simpler, having a more balanced life. But these are really lovely, aren't they? Applique. I know, I was overthinking it. Cross stitch, lovely basic techniques in here. And then daisy pincushion. Hannah. We all call Hannah's name whenever we see a mug hug now. She loves these mug rugs. That's a nice one. I really like that. Especially like the contents of that one. Bunting, more bunting, Lisa. Applique, tote bags. Oh, this is a nice transferable skills book, isn't it? I've got a notebook cover, yes. Your Scandi themed. This would be nice for Christmas as well. Table runners. Oh, what's this? Little house shoes, like slipper socks. It's the first thing I do when I get home. Put my comfies on and my slipper socks. I love it. Kitchen sets. Hoop art. That's nice, isn't it? Quite folk arty. Hannah'd like that. Hannah's been so busy. Busier making, gardening, doing all sorts over the last few weeks. Producing as well, I must say. She is very busy producing and doing her job from home. But I FaceTimed her yesterday, was it the day before yesterday? And she was outside, she was completely like filthy because she'd been potting all her plants. She was doing eucalyptus, lavender, mint, doing her own little garden, a little herb garden. So, just to remind you, 3 books for the price of 2, £15.98. While stocks last, add them to your basket. The rest of the hour, going to be quick. Are you ready? I'll keep you updated on the stock of that one. Just a heads up on the fabric squares. So, Hayley's already cut these out for us. These are the only fabric square panel that we have. And look at the rainbow colour. What a great way to be able to get all of these 5-inch squares, like your charm pack. It's the only colourway that we have with the squares, and it's going to be very popular. Just a quick heads up on that. We're going to do it very soon. Don't forget, though, everything is already underneath us on the web. Everything is there. So if there's something you want, go for it. If you know that you want it and you've seen it already, go for it. They sold out on my birthday show, so you've got those back. Okay, let's start with the plain solids. Rainbows, I mean, it's just at the moment, especially, just looking out the window and seeing rainbows, or going on my daily walk, just seeing rainbows in everybody's window, it's just lovely. And the Sewing Street fan page, whenever I am doing the Make of the Week, oh, it's tomorrow, isn't it, Make of the Week? I haven't chosen mine yet, so I'll have a look after the show on the fan page. But I'm really drawn to all of the rainbow ones, I must say. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. I was chatting to a very good friend of mine who was after some rainbow fat quarters to do a Bargello for his window, and he asked me if we had any, and it was completely out of stock yesterday. All of the rainbow fabric, we had nothing. So I'm so pleased that we've managed to get all of this back in today. Do remember that at the moment, of course, thank you very much to our warehouse team who are working very efficiently, but also obviously very safely. There's not as many people working all through the day and night to be able to bring you your products as quickly as possible. So at the moment, as far as I'm aware, our shipping is up to speed. I think it's up to speed, but thank you for your patience if it is slightly a day or two later. £23.99, and these are all half meters. Red and, oh my word, Joe set up yesterday's show, didn't he? Or did you, Kat? Because if it were Joe keeps putting it in rainbow order for me to sing it. Red and yellow and pink and green. Purple and orange and blue. £23.99 for all of your rainbows. And let me just show you, half a metre looks like this. They will come pre-cut. If you're multi-buying, as I know so many people are, even if you're not making rainbows, it's just lovely to have in your stash, isn't it? Great stash builders. Your solid cotton by the half metre looks like that. They'll all come pre-cut. It's just a good stash builder. They're all great sort of bright, bold colours, aren't they? A lot of people doing Christmas projects, I know, as well, so that red will come in useful. Just a quick reminder, though, these, every time they've been on air, have sold out. Very high demand for the Rainbow Solid Bundle. 3.5 metres. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of your half metres for £23.99. They're lovely, aren't they? And now we've got the... Is it called like blenders, mixer? Now, I don't like to call them blenders or mixers because they're really beautiful fabrics in their own right. They've got a lovely, almost like a mottle sort of effect. These are really lovely as well. Oh, I'm excited to know what you're thinking of making with these. Is it a quilt? Is it patchwork? Something from your Love to Sew books? You're cutting them into fat quarters, going into Wendy Gardner's book. Have you got a design in mind? Are you making a rainbow for the window? What about the wreath, the heart wreath that we saw? That'd look lovely in these to put on your door. You've got your lovely pink. See what I mean about this really nice sort of mottle effect? It's just going to add lovely texture. And I don't mean texture to the touch, I mean texture to the eyes. Texture to the eyes. I like that. You've got lavender, that beautiful calming lavender. This is like a corally orange. Your beautiful bright yellow, Kat's favourite colour. That's lovely, isn't it? Sunshine. And your sky blue. See, that would be beautiful for a sky on if you want to applique it onto something. The green, the grass, the yellow, the sun. It's all there for you. £23.99, 3 metres. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 half metres for £23.99. And they are such beautiful quality, I must say. They really, really are. To say that you're getting 100% cotton, quilting weight cotton, this is £23.99. But of course, even though I say quilting weight, you could still do lovely bags with this. You could do all sorts. I mean, half a metre will go a long way. It really, really will. That is a lot of fabric, less than £25. That is going to really stock up your stash. Do make sure you're checking out your baskets on anything that you've seen because it is very, very limited. We've got less than 15 of the plain solid bundle. Just a real quick look at that. We've got less than 15. We tried to bundle as many as we possibly could together. Now's the chance to make the most of it. Remember, we are going quite fast. It's supermarket sweep. Make the most of all of these deals. We've now got the spots. Now, this is slightly lighter weight. So these are quilting weight cottons. This is a slightly lighter weight. It's a poplin weight cotton. Still absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous bright cerise pinks. You've got the lovely, I love those two colours together. Your yellow, you've got your blues, you've got sky and aqua, you've got red and you've got purple. £23.99. Do make sure you're checking out. I know I sound like a broken record, but there's so many people who have got them in their baskets. Remember, we knew it would be busy, but it's very, very busy. So do make sure you're checking out. It's only 1p&p. 1p&p all day long. Even if this afternoon you think, oh, do you know what? I could do with some more pins or thread or something. Go onto our web shop and you'll still only, it's capped at £3.95 all day long. So at sort of midnight tonight, all of your orders will be consolidated and you'll only pay 1p&p. But these are really lovely and soft. Half a metre, absolutely. Let me open this out. It's 112 wide. What about little dolls, dresses, or, I mean, there's so much that you're going to be able to do. EPP even. They'd all work really nicely together for your EPP, wouldn't they? If you're cutting them up and subcutting maybe into strips for some of your Bargello or around the world. Maybe one of your, as I say, fat quarter books has got lovely designs in. If you've got a main pattern fabric, designer fabric, don't get me wrong, absolutely gorgeous, but can cost quite a bit more, considerably more. So if you are looking at wanting to make that go a bit further and still adding the detail, this isn't just a plain fabric, having that lovely spot on it as well, it's going to make your designer fabric go that extra mile, isn't it? It doesn't matter if you are quilting still with it along with your different weights, just be aware that when you're quilting with it, it'll feel a bit different. It's lighter weight. It's absolutely fine to mix it. Right, absolutely, well, very, very popular indeed. Be careful on the solid rainbow bundle because that could sell out any minute now. Should we do some Bargellos? I was talking about Bargellos. We've got, right, are we doing this one first? B and Angie. So, if you watched the show with John Cole Morgan, it was back in March when these were launched, the 7th of March. It was also repeated on the 7th of April? No, 3rd of April, sorry. 3rd of April or 7th of March. If you want to watch back on YouTube, John gives full demonstration, lots of hints and tips, talks to you more about the quilts as they are his very own designs, which are exclusive for Sewing Street. So, with the kit, you get all of the fabric that you need to do the front and the binding of course, John Cole Morgan's massive quilt. Now, you also get 2 quilting instructions. You get 2. So do you have enough fabric to do one or the other, or do you get enough fabric to do both? Fabric to do both. Amazing. Right, the only thing that you would need more of, if you wanted to do both, which I tell you what, that is brilliant value for money for 2 massive quilts, you would just need more of your navy. I believe it's 1.5 meters of your navy that you would need to add in. Hang on, I'm getting word in from Hannah. Bear with. So, to say you have got how many half meters? 15 meters. So you're getting 30 Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 of your half metres, and then 2 metres of your navy blue. The lovely spots and your solids, they're all half metre pre-cuts. The amount of fabric, even if you're thinking of a really big stash builder, then this is perfect. Can I show you what a Bargello looks like? I've got the quilt here. Sorry, I was just wandering off down into the cellar. I was doing that then, wasn't I? Right, I'm not sure which one I've picked up, but Kat will hopefully be able to recognise it as we... It's definitely not the Charlie or the Diva. I've put those separately. Oh, they are huge. John, why are you so passionate about doing massive quilts? I wish sometimes that he'd say, I'm just going to do a little mini quilt, because this is huge. My word, the absolute work. Let me just come round and move this at the front. I've just got to rearrange. Bear with. It's huge, Kat. I've probably got it upside down as well. I have, haven't I? Oh, wow. So, Bargello, as you can see, just from strips, I have got it horizontally, sideways, but you can see the sort of effect and the pattern that John's put together, and it's gorgeous. The different shades and the tones and the spots and the solids gives you an amazing effect. It gives you all the pinks, the neutrals, the blues. Look at that. 121 and 19 pence to be exact. If you did love it, if you're thinking of making that very first massive quilt, I mean, I don't know the finish. Oh, oops, thread box gone. I don't know the finished size on this one, but it's absolutely huge. Let me see if it says on the instructions. Hannah might be able to tell us. Or John. Ask John. Message John and ask him. We'll ask him at home, on Facebook. This is so gorgeous, isn't it? So that one is, I'm not sure whether that's B or Angie. You get them to make both anyway. You're getting them to be able to make both. All of the instructions are incredibly clear, and of course you can watch back his show from March the 3rd, March the 7th at April the 3rd on YouTube. Brilliant. So that's the B and Angie. I want to know who B and Angie are. I know that he's friends. He names them after people he knows. I want to know more about B and Angie now. So it's such a workout. You know, when I'm doing my fabric fitness, I need to incorporate John Cole Morgan's quilts, trying to open them out and fling them over the desk without breaking the thread box. So all of your solids, all of your spots, plus your navy, 2 meters of navy for 121 and 19 pence with 1 P&P. I'm so sorry to the postman. The amount of fabric you get here is just amazing. It really, really is. Really good stash builder. Okay, even if you're thinking of a different quilt project that you think, actually, you know what, those colours would look lovely for a quilt that I've had in mind for a long time, it's worth going for it. The value for money, if you break it down, actually, I understand it is more of a considered purchase, but actually, if you break it down, value for money, to say that you're getting your 2 instruction sets, enough to do 2 of your quilts as well, plus all of your instructions, tips to make your Bargello, all of John's photographs and instructions as you go along, for just $121.19. We've also got the Charlie and Diva, which are his latest 2. He's only just brought those out, actually. I don't know, what date was that, Kat? On the 30th of April, last Thursday that was. Last Thursday, if you want to watch it back. Right, let me swap these over. It's so much fabric. Oh, yeah, there are some differences. You can see straight away you've got really lovely, almost like pastel-y shades on this one. Plus, again, you're getting 2 sets of instructions and your 1.5 meters of navy. Is that in the right place, Kat? There you go. Right, so once again, Charlie and Eva. They're two different styles of Bargello. So can you see you've got one that's almost coming into that V shape and the other one is in that really lovely waves, like sound waves, isn't it? And I suppose you could do it as you wish. Like you could have those running horizontally or vertically. I love the way that they run diagonally through there. So that's Diva and Charlie. Full instructions from John Cole Morgan. Plus, you know he's amazing on social media. He's here 2-3 times a week. So you can absolutely speak to him. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to help you if you have any questions. He's always on the Facebook pages, so you can absolutely ask for any help or guidance or tips from him. 1/2 metre of all of these lovely spot on, beautiful colours. Navy, purple, blue, your tan, your rose, turquoise, lilac. I mean, that is so much fabric, isn't it? Plus your solids as well, your blues, purples and pinks, more blues and like lovely silver. All with a really great navy blue border. That is everything that you're going to need to complete the front of your quilt plus the binding. So all you're going to need then is to add your wadding and the backing for your quilt. So how great is that? I mean, you can get stitching. I think we're getting our wadding at the moment. We're waiting for it all to come in. I don't think we've got it yet, but bear with us because obviously with shipping at the moment, it's taking a bit longer than we'd hoped. But we will be getting it in soon. It's very exciting. 2 of these bundles left. That's it. 2 of these bundles are left. We've maxed out all of our fabrics to be able to do as many as we possibly can. Well done if you've already checked out because there's now only 2 left. It's the latest one. It only launched last Thursday and once they're gone, they are gone. You also get all of your charts. You have your instructions, everything that you need. I do love a Bargello. I think it creates such a brilliant effect. Okay, I'll come back and update you on those. So the fabric bundles that we've seen, just a quick update on those. Your solid, less than 10. Solid rainbows are now less than 10. Red, yellow, pink, green, purple, orange and blue. £23.99, 1/2 metre of each. Oh, honestly, we have had so many messages trying to get these in. Do you know when I said there's less than 10? There's now less than 4. In fact, there's 3. If you want it, just check out now. There's so many people who want it, so be aware. She's just said, move on, next. Right, let's do Poplit. Oh, no, we'll do the... your mottle effect. Pink, green, lilac, orange, bright yellow and beautiful blue. 3 metres. It could be your last chance to get these. We're going to, of course, do our best to get them back in as soon as we possibly can. But as you can imagine, high demand for these rainbow bundles, especially in these troubled times. It's so lovely to see these colours, isn't it? It really does just put a smile on your face. I've ordered... I've seen this print and it said, you can't have a rainbow without a bit of rain. And I thought, that's so true, isn't it? I mean, these troubled, hard times that we've all been going through the last couple of months. But I think there's going to be a lot of good as well that comes from it. It's certainly made me look at things a lot differently. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat. Don't get me wrong. It's been absolutely hard, really, really hard. But, yeah, I'm also appreciating a lot of things as well. So, poplin weight. That one could be about to sell out. Hannah's literally like, just move on, they're going. We played Supermarket Sweep. Hannah, I bet you don't want me and your team on Supermarket Sweep because I'm rubbish at this. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I'll be sitting chatting to the cashier or someone stuck in the shelves and she'd be like, get the inflatables. £23.99. Oh no, £23.49, sorry. I wonder whether we could still apply to go on it, Hannah. Oh, after this is finished, I've had Paul, who's one of our directors here, messaging me saying, Vic, can we go on Bargain Hunt or Flog It or something like that? I love these programmes. He says, I've been sitting watching the reruns all day. He was like, can we go on it? Hannah's wanting to go on Supermarket Sweep. We're all going to be going on game shows. She said you wouldn't get the banana or the pick-a-mix. Oh, yeah, the pick-a-mix. I forgot about that. £23.49 for your poplin weight. I did order a huge pick and mix off the internet. Oh, it was amazing. Okay, so we're going to do our exclusive design strips, design roll strips. Now, I'm going to do this really, really, really quickly, I promise, because I know we've got a lot to get through this hour. This is going to fly out. I've never even seen this one. Oh, my word, I love it. Look at the detail that you've got on every single one of those strips. Now, this is like a 90s jumper, isn't it? I absolutely love it. £19.99. Now, whether you're cutting this up and you're thinking for English paper piecing, remember you could subcut these, you could pin tuck between each strip. We've seen Debbie do that with some bolster cushions. Look at the detail on every single one. All your different shapes and squiggles. It does have a very sort of 90s feel, doesn't it? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air sort of vibes. I love that. £19.99. Remember, it is exclusive to us and it's extra wide. So normally with your quilting weight cotton, as you've heard me say in the last few fabrics that we've been doing, 112 wide is normally the width of quilting weight fabric. This is 140 wide. All of these different strips, 2.5 inches wide. So, but there you go, you can see that is how wide it is. It is extra wide. It's brilliant to be able to get a lot of fabric, all of these different colours and different prints very quickly and very easily. Don't forget to check out though, because I think the last time this was on air, it sold out. We've managed to get more. It's exclusive to us here at Sewing Street for £19.99. First time I've seen that. First time I've seen it. I do like those colours and they're really vivid. The printing on it is fantastic. The next one is the same, it's just half. So if you want to try us out, you've never bought from us before, price on this is brilliant. And again, these are great colours. Ah, I say half, but it's actually like split in two. Split in two. So if it's 140, how big are these strips? 80? I want to measure them really and see how long they are. Can I just measure them, Kat? 1 second. Oh no, I haven't got my big long ruler, have I? They are... Ah, thank you. These are... about 24... Are they 26? I think they're about 26. Each one of these is 26, if I'm not mistaken. It's difficult to do because it's not flat. Oh, look at these. English paper pieces. How long or how many fabrics would you have to buy to get all of these different colours and different prints? If you're buying half metres, fat quarters, whichever way you look at it, you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 different prints here, 16 different colours. Oh, if you were making rainbows, these would be really lovely again. Or whether you're just wanting to add a bit of colour to your stash. £12.99, 140 wide by 55 centimetres. So it's just half of the panels that we saw earlier. And it's just £12.99. Try us out. You're getting your steps in, aren't you, Kat? Can you hear her trotting round? Kat looks so lovely and summery today. It's going to be hot, isn't it? It's warm in the room because you're running round, that's why. Okay. Pastel full strips. Oh, this one we bought in for Easter and it's so pretty. Do you know what I think when I see this? New babies. Oh, it's because everybody around me has been having babies. It's just a hard time to, of course, it's been awful the last few weeks. But my sister-in-law, she had her baby last weekend. We haven't seen him, obviously, but he's doing well. I'm seeing him over FaceTime most days. So cute. But to be able to make little children's projects with this. And again, it's just got such a lovely sort of vintagey feel to it, hasn't it? Your pastel colours are so pretty. This would look nice with your EPP, actually, Kat. all of the prints as well. I like that you've got the little ditzy prints. So if you are doing smaller subcuts off this, there's lots of books and patterns that I've seen. Pam and Nikki Lintott work a lot with 2.5-inch strips. In fact, there's loads of quilt designs that you see 2.5-inch strips. You can do your Bargello, you can do around the world, you could do all sorts. Imagine doing the design roll race with these as well. Because you could add in some of your poplin spots as well, couldn't you? There's some lovely colours in there that would match in. £19.99, £20, less than £20, and you can get, bearing in mind, a lot of designer jelly rolls or design rolls, whatever you want to call them, whatever brand they are, can be up to sort of £30, £40 even. The Hoffman are £40, aren't they? Which is still great value for money. I remember talking to Wendy about this, and she was saying that you can make so much with a design roll, and to say that you're actually getting that extra width on these, it's fantastic. Don't forget, we've got our Only Squares panel coming up very, very soon as well. We've actually done one where we've cut them out so you can see. You've got so many different prints on there, ready to go. You can just chop them up, ready to go. They're all 5-inch charm pack, like similar as a charm pack. That's really good for 1.5-inch EPP, Kat's telling me. The last one is the same colourway, just in your half again. I'm going to put it that way so you can see. Oh, how nice are they? 140 wide again. £12.99. It's nice that you've even got the white background with the purple spot. That's really nice, isn't it? £12.99 for your pastel half stripes. It's rainbows here. We're trying to cheer everybody up with some nice bright colours this morning. Starting out our bank holiday weekend nice and early, just because. I know we're all excited for the weekend, so we'll start it nice and early. Right, check out as soon as you can. 1P&P, remember. The half pastel was the most popular before we even showed it. A lot of people were checking out of that already online, so just be aware if you do want it, it's already selling quickly. Okay, not too battered and bruised. I did knock this off the table earlier. Oopsie. I must say, John Cole Morgan has absolutely stormed this. He's put it into rainbow order whilst on air. How good is that? So, this is your polyester thread box. It's brilliant. I had it on for my birthday show and it's sold out. The price per spool is fantastic. Well, it's £1 a spool. I know my maths isn't great, but even I can work that out. 50 spools, £50. Let's open it up. I do like that you're getting the box. You can pay a lot for your storage boxes as well. It's a really nice, sturdy storage box that you can stack up as well. They've got the little indentation so you can stack them up. Now, even though it says embroidery on it, think outside the box. You can use this for so much. It is slightly thicker than your... it's 50 weight, isn't it? As far as I'm aware, I think it's 50 weight. So it's slightly thicker than your 40 weight, but it has a lovely sort of sheen, which would be ideal for machine embroidery, but you could use this for applique, you can use this for your piecing, you could use it for hand sewing, you could use it for all sorts. See, I'm going to put this all out of order now. John's not going to be happy with me if I start taking all these out. The great thing about this is that it's really lovely and strong. Polyester thread is, yeah, it's 40 weight, sorry. So it's slightly heavier than 50 weight. I got it wrong way around, didn't I? But what I love about this thread box is that you're getting all of these different shades of green, loads of different shades of blue. I mean, look at this. Just when we're talking about green, if you're trying to match up a colour to a fabric, look at how many options you've got here. Loads on each spool. I think you've got 500 metres on each spool. So if you actually work that out, the price point is fantastic. They've all got their own little spool holder as well, their own little cone to sit on, so they're not going to rattle around. The amount of people I know who've got maybe all of their threads in a drawer, in a cupboard, and you don't know what you've got half the time. But these lovely metallic-y silvers. You've got golden ones for Christmas projects. They're amazing, aren't they? It's always very, very popular. They sell out every single time they come to air. They always sell very, very quickly. So do be quick if you've missed these before. I think they came back into stock on Tuesday. Ah, okay. I hadn't seen them since my birthday. I know that they sold out on the birthday. They came back into stock on Tuesday. They went on air yesterday, and now this could be the final chance of getting them. And we will do our best to get them again. Of course we will, but as at the moment with shipping the way it is, it's hard to know when we're going to be able to get things back in. I don't know where that one's gone. Oh, there it is. But you've got, even though you've got these lovely bright colours, you've still got your great neutrals. You've got black and you've got ivories and creams and a really lovely variety of colour for less than £50. Okay. You can use them for virtually everything, but they do stand out really nicely if you're doing any of your monogramming or machine embroidery. They look really, really nice. Did you see on the sewing bee last night where they... no, I don't really want to talk about it too much because there's so many people who haven't watched it. So last week, it really spoilt it for me, Kat, yesterday, last week, when you told me who won Garment of the Week, and I didn't know. So I'm not going to say anything. I'll wait until you've all watched it. The Rainbow Spots Bundle... one left. If you want the poplin weight, there's one of those left. How about the solids rainbow? How about the solids rainbow, Hannah? Are we doing the fabric spot this one next? Squares, let's do it. Right, it's the only squares that we have. So it comes like this. It's exclusive to us again, exclusive to Sewing Street. And all of these beautiful rainbow colours in 5-inch squares. Stripes, spots, you've got zigzags on there. Aren't they beautiful colours? £14.99. £14.99. How much do you pay for a charm pack normally? It's up to you to be able to whether you're cutting these for EPP again, I was suggesting. You can subcut them into half square triangles. Pin tuck them, make a lovely cushion, quilt between it and make it look like you've done the patchwork already. Maybe practice your free motion. There's so much that you can do with this. £14.99. You don't actually need to cut them into individual squares, but if you do, Hayley's done this for us already. They're really lovely cotton, so you've got almost like a linear effect there. You've got your spots, you've got zigzags. All 5-inch squares. I like the fact that you've got the white line in between as well, so you have got a bit of wiggle room. So if you're cutting with scissors or if you're cutting with a rotary cutter, your choice of cutting tool, you've still got that little bit of wiggle room. And maybe you just think, right, I'm just going to cut these out and put them in my stash. What I would do is pink around the edge. I'd use your pinking shears to stop it from fraying. But actually, to say, you know, it is cotton, which normally does fray quite a bit, they're behaving themselves, aren't they? Not too bad, actually, and they're not fraying too badly. £14.99. They've been bought from Hayley's house in a plastic bag, so they've travelled well. £14.99. The only squares panel that we have on today's show. It might actually be the only one that we've got in stock. Have a look on the web shop, but I think it might be the only one that we have available. So it's definitely worth being quick when you're checking out. It is very, very busy, by the way, today. I know that we expected this hour to be busy, but it is extremely busy. Thank you for your company. Send in all your messages, by the way. Let me know what you're thinking of making. You can do it via our Facebook page, which is Sewing Street TV. Search it on Facebook and send in your messages. There it is. Our lovely marketing manager, Hayley. There's Hannah, there's Kat, there's Joe probably watching as well. That will be able to send through any of your messages to me here. We're going to do the Hexies. Right, so I've got 3 different colourways, in fact. We can start with your brights. Okay, so these are 2.5 inch. Now, you get 60, 2.5 inch. Now, let me just check and see that is 2.5 inches. No, see, they're 1.5 inch sides. They're 2.5. They're 2.5 across, so they're 1.5 inch size. Just so you know, because some packs are different. Some packs will tell you each side measurement, but when it says these are 2.5 inches, it means from top to bottom. £7.99. Oh, see, that's a lovely panel. We had the stripes earlier on with the same sort of retro 90s print. It's really cool, isn't it? £7.99. It's once again exclusive to us here. Even when you cut these out, you're going to get nice little white diamonds as well. Keep them for your stash. Nothing really goes to waste. Nothing goes to waste. We've also got the pastel hexes. Is everybody going wild in the aisles today? We've set the show around Supermarket Sweep. All of these are amazing. We know how popular they are. Honestly, if we were to have a show that featured one of these, any of them would be almost like my promo that I'll be warning you about. The thing is, it's almost like my early bird show the other day. Everything is amazing. Everything is worthy of giving a big song and dance about, because of course they're going to be popular at the moment. But how pretty are these? Exclusive to us here at Sewing Street. They will fit 1-inch hexies. So if you've got 1-inch hexies already pre-cut, or if you want to cut your own, they're ideal for EPP. But do you know what? You don't even need to do English paper piecing with them, even though they're hexes. You could applique, you could cut them out and applique them straight on using, we've got a new fusible coming up in the last hour, heat and seal. You could use your heat and seal, or you could use your Bonder web, whatever you've got at home, to applique them onto fabrics you've already got. They'd look lovely on a cushion or a bag or something. We've also then got the rainbow, which is these. Oh, I must say as well, Sashiko coming up in the next hour with Cara. Cara's done us a lovely demo with some brand new Sashiko panels, so stay around with us all day. It's going to be a really, really busy show. £7.99, 2.5 inch from top to bottom. They're 1.5 inch size, so they'll fit you 1-inch hexes. Now this one's got almost like a linen texture look to some of those. They're 100% cotton, but you can see the little stripe just adds nice little detail. You've got spots on there, you've got zigzags, you've got stripes. I like that one. Just £7.99 as well, great value for money. And I tell you what, because they're all accurate, it saves a lot of time, doesn't it, measuring out and trying to make your own. Right, we're going to go back to the squares. Squares panel at the moment, a quarter of the stock is gone. It's the only squares panel that we've had of the show. It is perfect, especially in these troubled times. We're all looking at rainbows and they're making us feel a bit better, aren't they? They're cheering us up. These colours are lovely for your stash, though. Look at those lovely greens, yellows, pinks, purples. £14.99 exclusive to us, whether you're choosing to cut them up or whether you're wanting to tuck between them, whether you want to cut them in half and do triangles, make half square triangles. You can do hexes with these. Lots of opportunities. So many colours and prints on there. 5-inch, equivalent to sort of your charm pack. You've got 40 coordinating. It's already done for you. Because don't get me wrong, I love when you go random with it, but it's just nice to know that they're all going to work together without actually having to think about it. Now, just a warning as well on the thread box. I knew this had happened. It came back into stock on Tuesday. Today is Thursday. I can't believe... Hannah and I were talking about this when we were doing the prep on Tuesday, talking about today's show, had a massive quantity back in stock. We're now down to single figures. It always happens. The value for money, the amount of spools you get and the amount of thread on each spool, 500 metres per spool. So that is going to go a really long way. And the great thing about using polyester thread is that it is very, very strong. It's not going to create lots of lint in your sewing machine. It's made a lot differently to how it used to be made. So if you want to have a go, it does go a really long way. And of course, you get such beautiful, bright colours. Comes with your case as well, which normally you can pay quite a lot for your storage case. You can pay sort of £10, £15 for a storage box like this. And because they've all got their own pin, they're not going anywhere, are they? They're not going anywhere. See what you've got. And if you're anything like our John Cole Morgan, you could do it really satisfyingly in colour order. Oh, How amazing is that? He's put it, and I've messed it up, but he's done it all in nice colour order. There's all your neutrals. There's all your oranges and pinks. I didn't touch the sides, but look, you can see what I did mess up. £49.99. It makes it £1 a spool, 500 metres on each spool, and such an array of colour. Not just for machine embroidery. You can use it for piecing. You could use it in your, bobbin. I think you can use it in your bobbin as well. Use it all through your projects. Okay. Let's do the strips. Hayley's been busy cutting out, hasn't she? I tell you what, she's busy. We've got 2 different colourways. Your lovely brights. Oh, see, that is just... This is me. If you missed out on the poplin spot, or if you wanted the cotton weight, or if you're thinking, do you know what, I don't need half a metre of each, I just want to make a rainbow for my window or for a neighbour, this would be perfect. £12.99. You could make a gorgeous bag, like a tote bag. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Or a cushion, maybe. What about things for the garden? Still got new things to show in this hour. Can you believe it? Still got loads to do. Okay, we've got less than 10 minutes, so I'm going to show you the other stripes. Hannah's favourite, this one. Yeah, I can see why. It's so beautiful, isn't it? Those colours are just rainbow. It's just perfect. And to say that you've got the little detail with the little spot as well. It's very nice indeed. That's what it looks like all cut. So, I mean, we all have seen 2.5-inch strips. You can subcut these into squares, triangles, hexes, whatever you want. But the colours, again, look lovely together. If you choose to cut them up, it's up to you. You could do stripy binding, couldn't you, for your Bargello quilt that you've made. Cut on the bias, that would look cool because that hasn't actually got white in between. This one is your linear, so it's more like a stripe, like a little crosshatch. Oh! Okay. Do you want to cut it, Kat, or shall I? Thank you. Literally just went sliding off the side. Thank you. This is lovely. And I do actually like, you know, that it doesn't have the white stripe in between. The white stripe is great, but I'm also thinking that if you do want to cut along the bias, then it would be great for stripy binding. Really quick and easy. Really quick and easy stripy binding. They're all still 2.5 inches each. 7 coordinated fabrics. Extra wide again. It's 140 wide. So your normal quilting cotton is normally 112. You've got extra fabric there to play with. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? I like that one a lot as well. They're going to sell quickly. It's the first time I've seen them. Could be the last. I've also got the fat quarter pack. Oh, yeah. Fat quarter pack. Oh, this, when I had this as, I can't remember when I had this, but it sold out very quickly. They're really lovely, quite lightweight cottons. Really lovely lightweight cottons. Fat quarter is half of a metre. Half of a half metre. Just give it a nice good press. Give some best press as well. They do come with quite stubborn creases, fat quarters, don't they? Just give it a nice press and it will look lovely. You've then got your lovely pink. That is one of my favourite colours. This orange is like a really lovely, like a sherbety orange. It's just sweet, isn't it? It's like your ochre and green. Lovely blue. You've also got your turquoise, your purple and your pink. 8 fat quarters of your lovely brights. £12.99. What does that make your price per fat quarter, Kat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fat quarters. £12.99. £1.62. Whenever you go, I know that we can't go to them at the moment, but if you ever go to any of the exhibitions or craft fairs, if ever you see fat quarters less than £2, oh my word, it's just chaos, isn't it? So that's got to be one of the best prices I've ever seen on fat quarters. They're a really lovely lightweight cotton. Just £12.99. Ideal for, you know, patchwork projects, cushions and things like that. Right, design race quilt panels, the whole bundle. Now, I've got a bit of a confession. When I did my early bird show, I put this one into it because the discount was absolutely huge. Presumed it was an early bird. It wasn't an early bird. It wasn't actually an early bird. It was just a really, really special price. So we're keeping the saving. Even though I know I said everything and all of the early birds will, now that's it. They're only for one day only. So they've all gone up in price. But this, you've managed to get it still. We were going earlier on to say, no, they've got to go back up in price. How is that £10 still left? Lower. And we've been told from management we can do it. So you're getting... oh yeah, that's amazing. You're getting 3 of your colourways. So that's your azure stripe. You're also getting your sunset, which is beautiful as well. You get such lovely colours in that. 2.5-inch strips. And your pinks. I'm hoping you've seen this before because I'm not going to have time to open all these all out. But you've got the lovely, lovely pinks and purples as well. And they're all 140 wide, like the panels that we've been seeing today. Loads of fabrics on there for less than £50. If you want to watch it back, it was the design roll race on the 18th of April with John Cole Morgan. Don't get me wrong, you can make whatever you want with them. They're really good stash builders and 3 of the most popular sort of gradients. You've got that lovely ombre of colour. Pinks, sunset and azure. Your lovely blues. I love saying azure too. Less than 50. Okay. Have we got through everything? No. Very, very last one. Are you ready? How quick can you be? I don't need longer than a minute with this one because you know it. It's the special price. Get it whilst you can. Another one that should not be at $14.99 with all that's going on at the moment. We want to be able to get everybody putting rainbows in their windows, making rainbow projects, and this is the best way of doing it. 140 wide, loads of fabric, and it's less than £15 in terms of value for money. This is certainly the one to go for if you do want that lovely bright rainbow from the deep blues, purples and greens, yellows, oranges into your reds. For less than £15, isn't that gorgeous? We've seen it sell out multiple times, but our management have agreed, you know, to get more in and honour the special saving. It should have been £19.99. All the others are £19.99 of this size. This one, less than £15. So congratulations if you've already got it. If not, add it to your basket. Go for it and check out as soon as you can. In fact, we'll give you a few minutes whilst we're going to a break to just have a quick check. Have a look through, see what you like, see what you want. Make the most of it as soon as you can, though, because a lot of these are going to be sold out. We're going to be coming back with lots of brand new products. We've got Cara Ackerman, who's done a lovely demonstration video for us as well. All very quickly, the squares panel, quick stock warning. Your squares panel, it was the only squares panel of the show. All of your colours and different prints wafting away. $14.99 again. Brilliant price. Both of them are amazing. Whichever you choose to get. Whichever you choose to get. Oh, they're just gorgeous to be able to get all of the colours and different prints. So, quick warning on that one. Very, very limited indeed. Do check out. That could be gone by the time we come back from the break. Have a quick look through your basket, see what's available, and we'll be back very, very soon with an hour of Sashiko right after this. Would you like to take part in our weekly competition? If you do, then all you have to do is head to the Sewing Street fan page group on Facebook. Post your picture of your make. Myself, Debbie Shaw and John Cole Morgan love looking at all of your makes every week. We pick our favourite and announce the winner every Friday live on the show. Happy sewing and good luck.
Hello there, I'm Debbie Shaw and I would love you to join me on the first Monday of every single month for Sewing Street Surgery. Now this is a dedicated hour where I answer your questions, and that could be questions about techniques, it could be questions about tools, it could be questions about new products, or maybe something that you've seen that you just don't understand. There's a lot of questions about tensions on sewing machines, and there's a lot of questions about working with different weights of fabrics. So if you have a question that you'd like to ask me, the easiest way way to bring a question over to us is to go to our Facebook page and post your question on there. I will collate all of those questions throughout the week. If we need any new products for you, or if we need any new demonstrations, those will all be worked on leading up to that first Monday of the month. So do join me, Debbie Shaw, on Sewing Street Surgery on the first Monday.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer, and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Hello and welcome. We love hearing from you, and we really hope that you can follow us on our social media platforms. We've got Instagram, which is @Sewing Street. We have Facebook. We've got two Facebook pages. One is the Sewing Street TV page, and the other one is Sewing Street Fans. All three of these are monitored all the time by our wonderful team, and if you want to message us on air, drop us a line on either of those three and we'll definitely be able to answer your questions that you may have. If you post on the actual wall, we can perhaps answer there. Otherwise, message us as well. That works really, really well. Thank you so much for being involved, and it's only because of this community that we're able to bring you all these different diverse products and to be able to answer your questions that you may have. Another way you can stay in touch with us is by signing up to our newsletter. These newsletters are sent out to you very regularly, and they include not only our guest profiles of upcoming guests, but also amazing shows that we've got coming up for you. And if you want to look at the amazing products before everybody else, that's the best way to do it. If you'd like to sign up and you haven't already, the link to follow is www.sewingstreet.com/sign up. You won't regret it. Thank you.
Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for your company today. It's so lovely to see everybody, see everybody. Don't worry, I'm not watching you. Everyone's like, oh, hang on, I'm in my dressing gown still. But it's lovely to have your company. Thank you so much for being with us. It means, honestly, more than anything, especially now, through these troubled times, we're keeping you company, yes, but you're keeping us company. Honestly, it's keeping me sane coming here. So thank you very, very much for your company. It's the first Sashiko show I've done here at Sewing Street. I did the pre-record with Susan Briscoe. Actually, I tell a lie. I think I did do a Susan show, didn't I, when we were live, very, very early on when we first launched the channel back in February. But Sashiko, I know so many people that have got very addicted to Sashiko who will be really excited about this show. One person, Cara Ackerman, who, when I first met, she'd never done Sashiko before. She'd done a lot of embroidery, a lot of hand stitching. She'd never done Sashiko before. And she then said, I'm now addicted. And she's made up all of these samples for us. I think we said, will you just do a bit? And she's done everything. This will have taken so much time. So Cara, thank you so, so much for all of this work. It's absolutely beautiful. And you can see the effect that you get when doing this lovely, very, very simple running stitch. Can you believe it? That is a running stitch. That's it. It's almost a bit like, it's not like cross stitch, but it is just one stitch that you're following. In this case, you're following the lines on your panel, and you can create such incredible artwork. It's a Japanese technique, a really lovely slow hand sewing technique, which I absolutely love, especially now. We're all talking about mindfulness, and we're all talking about, of course, just trying to use up some time. We're normally in a fast-paced world where we're trying to get everything done fast, whereas now I've got a bit of time, got a lot of time, in fact, sitting in the garden, just doing a bit of hand sewing. personally, I find it very, very therapeutic, and I'll always remember Steve Bennett saying to me, and in fact he actually was saying it on air yesterday, he was talking to doctors who say depression is in the past and anxiety is worrying about the future, whereas happiness is in the present. So if you can do something that focuses your mind on the present, and whether it be drawing, or whether it be nature, looking at things, whether it be cooking, whether it be sewing, whether it be making jewellery, whether it be doing something that you are focusing your mind on, that I personally find it very, very, very mindful indeed. So I love Sashiko for that reason. Now, what we've got for you is 4 brand new panels. We've got a demonstration from Cara, which we're going to go to in a bit, but I wanted to firstly just introduce you to these. So we can start with CDY 83. So this one, it's going to come looking like this, but once stitched. So basically, it's a fabric, 100% cotton printed cloth. If I'm not mistaken, your markings will wash away. Yes, the print is water soluble. So you know sometimes when people wash their fabrics before they sew with them, don't wash this, don't, because the markings will disappear. All of the markings have been done for you, so you can start to get a bit of an idea from the picture on the front what your panel or what your cushion front or whatever you want to make this into will look like. Once it's stitched, it will look like this. Sorry, I've just moved that as you've moved the camera. Look at that. But it's giving you, again, a bit of an insight and a bit of a sampler, really, into some of the most popular Sashiko prints, whether it be this one, like your clamshells, or I know the central one. I don't know if that's called 7 Treasures or the hemp leaf. I'm not sure. But that's definitely a very, very famous one indeed, which we'll come to later on in the show. We've got the Ultimate Sashiko book, and you can read all about them because every stitch has a different meaning. But it's a simple running stitch. If you can do a running stitch, you can do this. I've got all the faith in everybody that we can all do this. The finished size of it is 12 by 12. 12 by 12 from well, it is just the most beautiful, beautiful pattern for £12.99. That's your clouds. We've got the cranes. There's your 2 cranes. I'm not sure which one. Do you know which one it is that Cara's working with? I'm not sure which one. It'll be one of the. I haven't seen her do it yet. It's only just arrived, so I'll be watching it with you. But she's obviously working on one of these panels, which is exciting. So she'll be able to tell you how you start, how to do your stitching. But I do really like it. Traditionally, always done on indigo. So to be able to have that lovely navy, deep blue with that contrasting white thread, designed to bring durability as well. So originally, traditionally, Sashiko was actually used as not even a mending technique, but a strengthening technique. So in a lot of farmers' workwear and lots of different towns had different sort of stitches and different prints. So I love that. It's got a lot of history to it as well. That's your cranes one. We've got autumn, which is your dragonflies. And I love that they're all very symbolic. You know, our Hannah, she travelled to Japan last year and absolutely loved the culture, the stitching. It's got great history and great heritage. It's definitely worth reading up on. But I just think, do you know what, even if you're not doing a big quilt, if you're embellishing an old denim jacket, or, you know, you can applique this onto something else, you could use this as a central block of a quilt. It doesn't need to be something that's hand-stitched, you know, a whole quilt. You can just use elements of it however you wish. But they're nice as little cushions, aren't they, or placemats or something. And then the last one is mixed. So this one, again, you're seeing quite a lot of the very sort of traditional Sashiko patterns that we know and love. And if you don't know about Sashiko yet, wait till you hear Cara talking about it. I haven't even seen her video, and I know that she is extremely passionate about it. So she'll be giving you lots of great hints and tips of how to get started. Now, something you will need is the right needle. Now, the reason I say that is because, yes, I mean, if you haven't got Sashiko needles, if you're not able to purchase today, if you want to have a go with your own embroidery needles, by all means, have a go. I'm not telling you, but These will really, really help. I've got the long ones and yeah, the long pack of 3. These are brilliant because the way that Cara will show you how to do the stitching is you actually pack as many stitches as you can onto your needle. So they're very, very, very long indeed. They've got a really nice large eye to fit your thicker embroidery through. They are special Sashiko needles. They're from Clover and they are special Sashiko needles. Also, they're very, very sharp indeed. They're a lot sharper than normal embroidery needles because you're going to go through potentially denim. You can go through some really heavyweight fabrics with it. So they are your specialised Sashiko needles. We've also got smaller ones, sharp to the tip. Once again, the gold tip at the top for it's an extra large eye, nice and easy to thread, for £5.99 for your pack of 8 Sashiko needles. Right, then the threads. Finally, we've got the threads. I haven't seen these yet, and I know the last time I was with Susan, I was like, oh, can you use different threads because we haven't got them in at the moment? And she was like, use Sashiko thread. The reason being is because it's so strong. Don't try and break this with your hands because it will hurt. They are very, very strong. Are they individually, Kat? Whichever one you want. We've got the white. Well, I say it's called a crew. We're going to start with this one. It's lovely ivory cotton. Now, I was reading about it actually in the Sashiko book, and the thread is really, really important because it's actually a lot looser. It's a looser twist than many embroidery threads. It's made from long, staple cotton and is very hard wearing and strong. This is the one that Susan Briscoe will always recommend to you. It is from Japan, £4.99. That's the one that we wanted to get in, and it's going to go a long way, isn't it? It is going to go an awfully long way. It's going to go perfect with this, in fact, because if you're going to buy your navy, I like the effect of navy on navy because it almost just gives you like texture. It just gives you texture. But if you do want to see the pattern lovely and clearly, then go with that one. Or if you are working on maybe a lighter fabric, which we're going to bring to you later, then you could go with the navy. £4.99. I'm just sitting here reading my book. There's so much information, all talking to you about why and how and why it's important to have these different threads and these different needles. It's definitely worth getting that. I'll show you in a bit. So, shall we have a look at Cara's demo? I can't wait to see her. Cara, if you're watching, I'm sending you big virtual hugs and kisses. Miss you so much. I can't wait to have you here in the studio. So, have a look at this. This is the demonstration of how you can use your Sashiko panels.
Hello everyone, it's Cara again. I'm so pleased to join you again and thank you so much for inviting me into your home. Today I'm going to be talking about Sashiko. We know a little bit about Sashiko, but if you want to find out any more, I would really, really, really recommend this beautiful book by Susan Briscoe. She goes into a lot of the history about Sashiko and where it's come from. It's come from Japan. It's been around for years and years and years, and it's such a simple technique, but it's incredible what you can actually achieve and you can make. So today we're going to be looking at 4 placemats. Well, they could be bats, they could be lots of other different things. When I was doing these ones, I was thinking they'd be really, really nice as cushions or the centre of a quilt or, you know, lots of different things. So please don't think that you're just restricted to making it into a mat. There's lots of other things that you can create from them. So I wanted to just share with you some of the different projects. So this is one of them. It's called 2 Cranes, which is really, really nice. And they'll go through everything at the studio with you. And this is another one, which is beautiful. Looks so nice from a distance, actually. And then this one, which is just, you can't really believe that this is stitching, can you, when you see it like that? And then another one here. So I'm going to go through the different techniques, slightly different this time, with ways of starting and finishing. But shall we get started? So today we're going to be looking at 4 12 by 12 mats, Sashiko mats. This is one of them. This is, they call it a Sashiko cloth. It can be used for lots and lots of different things. When I was making them, I was thinking they're beautiful mats. But actually, if you wanted to, you could add a band around the edges and make it into a cushion. You could also use this as the centre of a quilt, of a blanket or things like that. You can use some wadding, make it into a bag, lots and lots of different uses. But as I say, this one's Cumulus Cloud. When it's complete, it's 12 by 12 inches. Another one that we're going to be looking at today is this mixed pattern one. Isn't it beautiful? These first two, I would say, would possibly be for somebody who's done a little bit of Sashiko before. But if you really, really like the designs, please don't be put off. There's nothing sort of really more complicated. They're just a little bit, they'll stretch you just a little bit further. But they're really, really good to do, and a real sort of involved project, if I could say, that will sort of take your mind away from everything that's going on at the moment. So I've really enjoyed these ones. They took a little bit longer than some of the simple patterns. And then we've got two others, and these are the two that I'm going to be demonstrating today. So we have the autumn one, which is a beautiful one with, I would say, dragonflies. And I'll just open this up so you'll see how you will get the actual kit. So this is the fabric. So it's got beautiful sort of watery feel to it here. There's sort of waves and things like that there. In fact, pop it that way. That looks more like the waves there. There's dragonflies. There's this sort of ripples on the water. More ripples on the water, and then if you wanted to, this could be like the sun, I suppose. So that's the dragonfly one, or autumn. And then there's one called Two Cranes, and this is really, really nice as well. These two, you'll see, are not as detailed as the first two. So these are very, very good for a complete beginner. But please don't be put off. The other two have got a lot more stitching on them, which is really nice. So once you get into Sashiko, it's nice to have something that will challenge you. So this one's Two Cranes, and again, it works out at 12 by 12. Now, the difference between these ones to the ones that we've done before is that you'll actually find your instructions are printed onto the fabric. And we'll go through the instructions when I go through the techniques and everything. But that was quite unusual. I thought, oh, right. But this is really, really clear, very easy to follow. And as I say, I'll go through it in a lot more detail. Please don't worry that you're wasting this fabric. And again, I'll show you later how this can be just washed or rinsed through in clear water, and the white print disappears completely. So you'll end up with just a plain piece of navy fabric. So that's the Two Cranes one. Then just go through. So you've got your Sashiko thread. And what I'd suggest you do is, once you get your thread, it's a lovely cream. It's quite fine. It's really, really nice. There's 40 meters on there. And what you'll do is you'll actually take the wrapper off and undo the skein, and you'll notice that there's a knot actually holding the threads together. So you want to undo the skein like that, and this will come out quite easily. There we go. So you can see you've got your thread in sort of like a rough hank, and I always find it much, much easier. You would cut the thread that's holding it all together here, and then cut all the way through your actual thread. And then what I suggest, and what a lot of people suggest, is you'll actually plait your skein together. And you'll plait your skein together so you've got your loose ends here. And then that's really, really easy to take just a single thread off that, and that's what you're going to be using. For these particular designs, they actually recommend just working with a 50 centimetre length of thread. So actually this is a lot longer because it's double. So I'd possibly just take a thread off, just cut that and take the single thread off to work with. The other thing that you'll have is you'll have some needles. So these are the Sashiko needles, and you'll notice that normal embroidery needles are a lot finer and a lot shorter. So I hope you can see that. What I'll do is actually put some blue fabric behind it, and then you'll be able to see. So this is a normal embroidery needle and this is the Sashiko needle, and you can see there's quite a difference in the length. And the reason for that is that when you thread your eye of the needle with the thread, you'll be able to actually do a lot of stitches in one go. And again, I'll show you that in more detail. So that's your complete sort of set of items that you'll need. The only other thing that I would say you would need is later on, when we come to actually putting the mats together, I would recommend having a white pencil, fabric pencil, because once you've washed this, you won't be able to actually see the edge. So it depends when you're going to be washing it. But again, we can go through that later. So I hope that's explained exactly what's available. I wanted to spend a bit of time and go through the printed instructions that are included on the actual fabric. You'll see that we've got some basic Sashiko stitching. They will explain, it explains very clearly how you do your stitching, and this is where it says about the 50 centimetres length of thread, which is recommended. That's if the design is straight. I found 50 centimetres actually was quite a good length of thread whilst you're stitching. And you'll do your stitches over and under, over and under, over and under in an even method. And that's how you'll do your stitches. We'll show you how to in a moment. Also states here about the fact that the ink on this print is water soluble. So not to press it with a steam iron and not to use any water at this stage. So you can press it very easily just with a normal iron. So that's the basic stitches there. Now this particular design uses a different way of starting and finishing that I've used before on Sashiko. The way that I've used before has been with a knot. And this one is very good, very good. So I'm just going to show you how to start your stitching, and you'll end your stitching in a very similar manner. It also talks about when you're starting and finishing, if you're in the middle of a line, and they call it splicing. And also they explain about jumping stitches, so leaving long loops on the back, and saying that that's okay to leave a loop on the back if you have to jump from one area to another. So we'll take our thread. So we've got this lovely plait, and you'll take a single length of thread, just gently pull it up through the plait, and it will come. You've got a raw end on one end, raw end on the other, and you pull it through until you're left with a nice long length of thread. So take your raw edge ends together, pull it through, and then we just snip that in half. So you're left with just 50 centimetres to work with, which is really good. So that's the way of preparing your thread. And as I say, I just wanted to go through how they suggest starting and finishing. So I've threaded my Sashiko needle with the 50 centimetres, and what we're going to do is actually start about 3 or 4 stitches from where you're going to begin your stitching, and you'll start with your needle on the right side. I actually found that it was easier to leave an end just away from where you were going to be stitching, and you'll take your needle, leave a little end through, and then do your running stitch. So it's under and over, and this is why you've got a nice long needle, under and over, and you'll pass your needle back and forwards through the actual fabric. Then you come to the end of that stitching, going to pull the needle through, like that. And there you've got about 4 stitches. Now what you're going to do, this is to get you started, is actually pass your needle and do double stitches just for those 4. So you pass your needle up and through, and then again, whoops, backwards and forwards through the stitching. So just for those 4 stitches at the beginning, you'll actually have double thread. But you can see that you can't tell that you've done double thread there. And that's just a really, really neat way of starting your stitching. And then you'll carry on going over and under along the design. When you've done a few stitches, what you can do is take your scissors and just snip that end off. And then I'll turn it over and show you. So we snip that end off, and you can see that you've got a really neat start to your stitching. And as I say, on the front, you can't really tell that you've got double stitching there. So you'll carry on going under and over through your design. When you finish your thread and you come to the end of a piece that you've been stitching, you just repeat the same thing. So you would actually, I know I haven't come to the end of my thread or the end of that particular part of stitching, but you would actually come back and run your stitches again back over the thread that you've already got there. So we just go over and under, and that just creates a really neat way of starting and finishing. And again, when you've done a few stitches, you'll just be able to snip your thread off on the back. So that's a different way of starting and finishing your Sashiko. For this particular design, you'll see that the design is very, very clearly printed on the fabric, and we've got lovely long sort of sweeping lines that we can stitch. And then you've got sort of these lovely parts on the actual wings, like feathers, and then even longer stitches here. And all I would say is when you're stitching it, there won't be a set way of doing your stitches. You want to do the longer lines, and you want on the back of the actual design the stitches to go in quite a smooth pattern. You can see here how smooth they are, and you don't want that many starts and finishes if you can. So in your mind, when you're stitching it, you want to sort of follow the lines and do as long a length of stitches as you can. I actually think I came to the end of my thread there, and I finished with a knot on the back there, and then you just carry on stitching. And in your mind, you're just trying to sort of make it nice and smooth. As I say, they haven't got specific instructions for these particular designs, but I think with Sashiko, one of the secrets is sort of keeping the lines nice and long and smooth, and keeping your back as neat as possible. So that's the 2 crane one. And then I just wanted to show you the autumn one as well. So exactly the same instructions here. So we're following all the bits and pieces, and on this particular one, I've actually started and finished with knots, which is the traditional way. So it's entirely up to you. You can do it with the new method of starting and finishing, or you can actually use the other method, which is starting with a knot and finishing with a knot. And again, you'll want to follow your design as clearly as possible with some nice smooth lines of stitching. And this particular one, you can see that I've started, and I started up at the top here, and then my line of stitching is going across the design like that, and then I'm coming back onto the actual wave here. And then what I will do is I'll go back, and I'll probably start here with a knot, do that line of stitching, and then come back up and then follow going this way. And as I say, you don't want that many starts and finishes. Then we've got the water here, where I think this is the water. And again, you'll follow that as clearly as possible. And then the dragonfly. And you can see on the back here where I've started and finished with knots. With the more complicated designs, or the more detailed designs, I wouldn't say they're more complicated, but you will want to actually follow lines. You'll be able to see that there's a line all the way here. There's lines here, going round here. And again, you'll find your way of doing it. These ones were really good. Sort of, I was coming across here, back, and then back again. And that's why this one takes a little bit more thought, but it's really, really enjoyable and really satisfying to do. So what we'll do now is explain to you how you can finish off. There are two methods of finishing off. The method that they state on the actual fabric here, and you'll wonder why I didn't cut the fabric. And you don't cut the fabric, you actually have a fold line. So that line there, that dotted line there, is a fold line. So you don't cut the two pieces apart, and then you've got a stitch line. So when you've completed your design, you'll be folding it like this, and then I'll explain how to actually finish it off when I've finished the stitching on here. But you will be actually folding the fabric in on both sides, and then you'll be attaching them together with a line of stitching. But as I say, I can do that once I've finished the stitching here. The other method, and this was what I did, always read your instructions first. I didn't. I just decided, all right, yes. So I cut my fabric. So I had two pieces, and it is possible to actually put right sides together. You'll have your back and your front, right sides together. You'll stitch all the way round and leave a gap for turning. And then you'll hand stitch that closed. We've finished all our stitching and we're now ready to finish it. If you have a look on the fabric just here, there's assembly instructions which are really clear, and this is slightly different to the way that I've actually completed or assembled something before, because the design's printed on one side of the fabric and then you've got the back of the fabric all in one piece. What there's two lines just down the centre there, and you can see one's a very closely dotted line and one's a dot dash line. The dot dash line is a fold line, but it's only a suggestion, and also the dotted line there is only a suggestion. What you want to do is be able to actually fold over and press along the dotted line. So if you can see that there. And you want to do that all the way around the three sides of the design. So when we've actually ironed that and pressed it, you'll see that you've actually folded under some of the fabric. The next stage is to actually fold along that centre line. And if you just iron round those three sides of the design where you've actually stitched, you iron down that centre line, and then you fold the design in half, and you're now left with the backing fabric. And what you want to happen is that the backing fabric will match all the way round your actual design. So when you're folding the backing fabric, please don't worry that you may find that you're folding and it doesn't seem straight to the actual printing. You want to fold it so it's straight to the edge of the stitched piece. And you'll pin that all the way round, taking care at the corners. What you can do at the corners is fold that extra piece in to make it nice and neat and tidy. And you're going to be matching all the edges. You can see some places that the actual fold line, we're folding along the fabric rather than the actual printed line. And then you'll start stitching. So you've got all your raw edges inside, and what we're going to do is start stitching along the dotted line and this is where you're going to do your Sashiko stitching. You'll start with your needle threaded with a knot, and you're going to pass your knot through on the inside of your stitching. You don't have to start right in the corner or anything like that. So you see your knots on the inside, and that will be nice and secure and you won't see it. Then you'll match your corners, match your edges and start stitching. And when I'm doing corners or where there's a lot of fabric, I actually found it easier to do it in stabbing motions because you want the back to be pretty neat as well. So once you've gone through those layers where you've got more than maybe 4 layers of fabric, we'll come to the corner and we can neaten that up when we come to the stitching. So you're matching the edges as you're stitching. You can pin that in position if you feel it's easier. And then you'll go round and stitch little running stitches all the way around the edge. And as you can see, I'm doing stabbing stitches. You can do it as running stitches as long as your needle passes through vertically. You don't want it at an angle, you want it vertically. And then you fold the fabric and come out. When you're actually doing it like that, you may find your stitches don't actually follow the dotted line that's printed on the fabric. Don't worry about that, because the next stage is actually rinsing the fabric through and getting rid of your printing. Oh, I've got a little knot there. So you carry on all the way around the edge. So all the way around the 4 sides, and when you've done that, you'll have one that looks like this. So you can see I've got my stitching along that edge all the way round, all the way round. You can still see the lines for the folding and the dot dash lines for the folding. So the next stage is we take it to a sink of warm water and we watch that printing line disappear. I wanted to be able to show you how easily the white printing on the navy fabric disappears. So here we have a sink and a sink of warm water, and here we have our piece of pre-stitched Sashiko. On the back, we've seen this before. This is where all the printing is for your instructions and everything. And when I first saw this, I thought, oh goodness, that's not going to disappear very easily. So I wanted to show you how easily it does disappear. So as I say, we have a sink of warm water, not hot water. You don't need much water at all, nothing else. And then you just pop that in the water and we'll swish it around. Just swish it around a little bit. Nothing magic about it, but look how easily that printing disappears. And before you know it, you have a plain piece of navy fabric. And that's how easy it happens. It is a little bit like magic, isn't it? Well, thank you so much for staying with me, and I hope you enjoyed the demonstration, and I hope I covered everything that you might need to know. I've only been doing Sashiko for about a year now, I suppose, so I'm still learning lots and lots of different variations, different ways of doing things. And I was sort of working my way through these designs, and some of the designs have a lot more stitching than others. So for example, this particular one took a little bit longer than the others, but the techniques are exactly the same. I likened it a little bit to like a jigsaw puzzle. You might have a jigsaw puzzle that's only got a few pieces, and then you've got the 1,000 piece and the 2,000 piece. So this one, although there's no different technique, it just takes a little bit longer than the others. So I hope you really, really, really enjoy them. And also say hi to everybody at the studio. It's been so nice. I don't know about you, but I've been actually having Sewing Street on whilst I've been stitching. And I feel like, you know, all the presenters, Debbie, Vicki, and John have been in the room with me. And it's just sort of really nice company. And say hi to everybody in the back office, everybody producing, everything. And also those wonderful people in the warehouse for sending everything out to you. I hope it won't be long before I see you actually in person, well, in the studio. And thank you so much for joining me again. Take care. Keep safe. Bye-bye.
Oh, Cara, we miss you. We miss you. Thank you so much. We loved that demo. That was very, very thorough as well. Went through all of the different elements, right down to washing as well, which is brilliant. Thank you so much, Cara. We miss you so much. We can't wait to actually be able to have you here in the studio. We can't wait to be able to do this live on air, but brilliant. Thank you for recording that. That was brilliant, wasn't it? So I hope for those of you that have never seen Sashiko, that gives you a bit more of a taster. And as Cara said, I've only been doing it about a year and she's completely addicted. So shall I just have a quick recap of these panels? So those of you that are still umming and ahhing on which design to go for, I'll start with the clouds design, but I mean you could use this for so many. There we go. Could use this for so many different elements. It doesn't necessarily, as we say, need to be. It doesn't necessarily need to be for a cushion front or a placemat. You can then incorporate this applique onto anything, couldn't you? On the nice denim tote bag, that could be as the front pocket or something on the front. Or frame it, wall art. I mean, it would look amazing in like a wooden frame, wouldn't it? £12.99. So remember what you're getting is your panel. So do not pre-wash, you'll lose your markings. But it just gives you a bit of an idea, gives you that guideline in the sense of where to stitch, how long your stitches will need to be, and there's gaps between. But don't worry if you go astray a little bit, because they will disappear. Those lines will disappear. So that's your clouds. I've also got cranes. I've got dragonflies, autumn. 2 cranes is the most popular at the moment. I think cranes have got so much symbolism, haven't they? They are very, very symbolic, especially in Japanese sort of heritage. And they're beautifully stitched as well. It is really effective, isn't it? Especially on the dark navy cotton. It looks beautiful. £12.99. That's your 2 cranes. If you're up for a bit of a challenge, I know that Cara said that this one took a little bit longer to stitch, but the techniques are exactly the same. So just have a go. This is your mixed. £12.99. We've got the time to do it, haven't we? We've got the time at the moment. Just sit and do a little bit of slow stitching. Even if it's just an hour a day. Just an hour a day that you sit down and you do your stitching. I mean, I think a lot of us are doing probably a little bit more than that a day, but even if you do just say an hour a day, you could get, you know, a project like this is really achievable to do. And then remember, as I say, it comes like this in a packet, your panel all ready to go. And the last one is your dragonfly, which I'm guessing is probably maybe one of the easiest to do. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I think they're all very achievable indeed, but really effective design. But looks to me as though there's less stitching. Even if you just want to do the bottom part, I mean, pick elements. There's nothing to say that you have to stitch the whole design. It's up to you. It's your panel. The print washes away, so you could just take an element if you wanted. £12.99. Okay, so as Cara was saying about the needles, they are brilliant. The Sashiko 3 in this pack, and they're really great long needles. So if you want to pack your stitches all onto the one needle, these are ideal for that. Very, very sharp, right to the point. I know that the smaller ones are quite are easy to manage for certain projects, but these are brilliant to be able to get all of your stitches on one needle. £3.49, and then the pack of 4. Pack of 4 for £5.99. They are the official. They are your Sashiko needles. They are designed especially for Sashiko. Really nice and sharp to go right through your fabrics, even if you're working with denim. The cotton, your embroidery threads. We've got let's go for the ivory first. your cream or ivory. It's actually called a crew, isn't it? Very, very strong indeed. Very strong thread. You get a lot there for your money. That is going to, well, I would have said you'll definitely be able to do your project with one of those. But it's worth stocking up because it took us ages to be able to get these in. So it does come with a bit of an addiction warning. If you start Sashiko, delve into the meanings behind all of the different symbols and stitches as well. £4.99 for your embroidery thread in navy, 40 metres on there for less than £5. Now, honestly, this is my go-to when I'm trying to work out anything Sashiko, whether it be, why is it that I need those needles? Why is it that we need this thread? Just to remind ourselves what it is that's different about it. If you're doing lots of different stitching, just to learn from Susan Briscoe, who is absolutely the goddess of Sashiko. She really is. She knows everything there is to know about Sashiko, and she's written it all in the Ultimate Sashiko Sourcebook. As Cara said at the start of her video, if you haven't got it, absolutely worth the investment. It really, really is. For just £11.99, not only has it got great projects in here, it also has history in true Susan Briscoe style. If you've ever seen her on air, or maybe you've been to one of her workshops, or you've seen her at a craft exhibition, then she is just a wealth of knowledge. She travels to Japan most years and has absolutely, she cut her teeth in Sashiko in Japan itself, and there's so many great techniques and lots of different patterns, how to get started, the basic tools, talks to you about the different fabrics traditionally used and the ones that you could use, talking about drawing out your grid if you're doing it on fabric without a pattern. And then as it goes along, my favourite part, you've got beautiful samplers, greetings cards, coasters, really nice gifts to send people in the post, placemats, cushions, sampler cushions, there is tote bags. I'm going to quite quickly through these, but there's bags, there's all sorts. But I haven't even got to my favourite part yet. Hang on, let me show you this. Pattern library. I love this part. So you can start to make your own samplers or your own designs by using the different motifs. And you can read about them and see the Japanese name for them and what they mean. So you've got squares. Let's see if we can spot any of the ones that were on the panels, because it tells you about what the name of the stitch is and the meaning behind it. Was it that one? No, it wasn't that one. It was this one, wasn't it? The hemp leaf. We saw that one on the mixed pattern, and I think we saw it on the clouds one as well, which is your, come on then, can anybody pronounce it? Susan Briscoe, it just rolls off the tongue. She's amazing. I can't remember. Kat's coming closer so we can have a look. Anasoha. Yep, Sud Anasoha. But anyway, this is your 8-lobed hemp leaf design, which is extremely popular. See, we've got navy and cream, but look, you could use different colours as well, and it looks amazing. The waves, this is another one that's very popular. You could do this rainbows, couldn't you? You could do beautiful variegated threads, or have a look out there what's about. But your blue ocean waves, or I know in quilting we call them clamshells, don't we? But in Sashiko, they're ocean waves. There's so many amazing patterns here for you to try out, and it tells you the direction in which to stitch them. And that's where it helps, actually. Sometimes using a different colour to start with shows you your direction of where it is you're stitching, and all of a sudden it becomes quite clear. But, I mean, you've got hundreds of things to look at in here, plenty of different patterns, projects galore, and then towards the back, once you've gone through all of these hexes, it then will go through Chinese characters, family crests, another very popular Sashiko. The noshi is a really popular one that we see a lot. The phoenix, the cranes, there you go, telling you more about the crane motif, and more Sashiko patterns. It is a brilliant, brilliant book. And then an inspirational gallery as well. If you're thinking outside the box, what else can you do? What about some amazing table samplers, or using it in garments like it would have been traditionally used? Brilliant, isn't it? Honestly, whenever we get this book in, very, very popular indeed. Whenever we have Susan here, this is the first book that we always talk about. I love it. It's the Ultimate Sashiko book. It's £11.99. It's normally $15.99. I thought that. I just looked at the RRP. It's $15.99. So today, $11.99. Make the most of it whilst you can. Great traditional craft that I want us all to be able to do. The other one that we have, the other book that we have, if you want some more inspiration, maybe you've done your panel now and you're thinking, right, how do I get started doing my own grids, or how do I get started doing my own projects? This has got 8 different projects, all lovely contemporary designs for your home. So ones that are going to get used and you can have in your home. So again, it starts with your simple techniques, talking to you about how to cut your thread. I know that Susan always pats them. Who's this from? Yep, Susan. Who else? Who else would do a Sashiko book? I absolutely love her knowledge. The tote bag. Greetings card again. So very similar actually to the Ultimate Sashiko book, but if you're thinking, right, I just want to dip my toe in, £6.99, you're still going to learn lots. There's lots of great, there is a lot of great projects in here to be getting on with. Still learning a bit more about the history and the meaning behind some of the stitches. Pocket hanging, that's nice for your workroom, isn't it? Long samplers, wall hangings. I think a lot of people think it's as navy and white, but actually, look, delve into different colours, different colour threads, different colour fabrics. There's no sort of rules. I know there's the traditional methods, but it does look great, and it is helpful actually at the start to be able to use different colours to know your stitch patterns. So that's another great option. Very a great price as well at £6.99. It was supposed to be $9.99, £6.99, especially for Sewing Street. See, we're very, very lucky that we had the relationship with Susan Briscoe. We absolutely love her. She's been on air a couple of times. She was involved in some of our very first original pre-records of Sewing Street. So we do love Susan. Can't wait to get her back. Now, I had these a couple of weeks ago, and they are brilliant, hence why they're open and they're already sharpened. £12.99, and you've got a brilliant way of marking out your patterns. Now, I know there's templates out there. I don't think we've had them in yet. We will get them in the future, but where you can simply mark your own templates from like stencil sort of things. But if you want to start marking out your own patterns, then this is great because it's almost like a tailor's chalk. So for quilters, obviously, you know what a tailor's chalk is. If you're a dressmaker, it's a traditional way of marking. We've got lots of different marking tools. Personally, I'll always say test and that you're you're happy with the way that your pen removes, basically, because we have air erasable, we have ones that you move with a damp cloth. The great thing about a chalk is, you know, it just is easily going to brush away with a damp cloth, and you've got different colours whether depending on what fabrics you're working with. But it's not messy because you've also got the little tips that come with these. I've taken this out and I've put it somewhere. I saw it on the desk earlier, but they come with the little tips and your pencil sharpener as well. So they're going to last a long time, aren't they? They're going to just last and last. And you can do quite accurate markings as opposed to using a chalk and it getting very messy. Great for on the move as well. If you do want to do your own, we've got some fabrics for you now. We'll start with the navy because it is probably the most traditional. Your navy cotton. Your navy cotton is 100% cotton. Excuse me. Sorry about that, just had to have a little sip of my water. £3, 49.5 metre, 100% cotton navy. It does work very, very well with that accrue, the accrue embroidery thread that we saw earlier on. It will look lovely with that. But then equally, yeah, have a go with different colours. We've also got a cotton canvas. Now, if you have got your Sashiko needles, it will go through absolutely fine. It will pierce through your denim even. But cotton canvas, bag makers, dressmakers, now's your chance to buy the half metre. If you want to do like a really cool like farmer style jacket, you could do it with this, or bag makers, this is ideal. I know that Debbie Shaw Our bag making queen absolutely loves cotton canvas for bags. Really, really lovely. The one that we have in stock as well. Because quite often when you think of canvas, you almost think of very, very stiff and scratchy, whereas this isn't at all. This is still really, really beautifully soft, and it's just $3.99. It's great value for money to say, actually, hang on, this is wide. That is extra wide. Extra wide, half a metre looks like that for £3.99. Sashiko or no Sashiko, get hold of that. Sashi yes, sashi no. That was one of the terminology I always remember at the start. I think it's when if you cross, you never cross over stitches, do you, with Sashiko? Anyway, this would be ideal for all sorts. Even if you were to do like little purses and just do a little dragonfly or a little crane or something. It doesn't need to be full sample of quilts. Don't worry. Don't overwhelm yourself with trying to do a massive project first. Just do little pin cushions or something. We've got red in cotton canvas again. Red with the navy and the ecru. I would do both of those on there. That would look amazing. Oh, I'd definitely get half a metre of this for £3.99, especially if you've opened your order already, which I know so many of you have. The first hour that we had earlier on was extremely busy indeed, everybody buying rainbows. Maybe you want this as your bag sort of base in your bag, and then you're going to applique some rainbows on it. Or if you want to do your Sashiko with different colours, as I say, this is going to be ideal. £3.99 with your extra wide, remember, extra wide fabric. It's, I believe, 140 wide. Just £3.99. Then we've got it in ecru again, is this? Ecru, which is like an ivory cream, which will look nice with the navy. Look really nice with the navy. Let me open this out. It's extra wide. I know that Debbie's done so many beautiful bags with this. Great for bags. Great for little tote bags. We've seen lots in the Ultimate Sashiko book and in the smaller project, Simple Sashiko book. Just half a metre of this and you will be well on the way with some of those projects. Well, loads of those projects, in fact. Just £3.99. I mean, on your screen, looks pretty just cream, doesn't it? It just looks like a cotton. But it has got a really, really lovely feel to this. It isn't stiff. It isn't scratchy. It drapes beautifully. But it's going to be a bit more... It's a heavier weight cotton, a bit more structured than your cotton, your quilting cotton. What I will say, later on in the next hour, we've got heat and seal. It's the first time I've seen it, and it's basically like a bonder web or a stabiliser, but the ones that we've got ultra, which would be ideal for denim, for cotton canvas. So if you are thinking of doing some applique, then I would absolutely make the most of that in the next hour. It's brand new in today. We've also got your denim. So we've got 3 different, I don't know whether they're different ounces, different weights of denim and different colours. This is lovely. So this is your medium heavy weight. 8 ounce medium heavyweight washed classic denim blue. I think this was the first when I saw. See, this would be nice if you watched the Sewing Bee last night. Did you see the dungaree challenge? These would be this would be lovely for little cool dungarees with embellishing, and even on the front pocket you could do just a bit of Sashiko. You could just do a little bit or applique. It would be brilliant for that. £4.99 and it's extra wide. It is denim. It isn't a denim look. It is a denim cotton with the medium blue, medium heavyweight. The lighter blue. Oops. What weight is this one? Is this 8 ounce as well? The next one. This is again 8 ounce. Same weight, just different colour. Your needles will still be fine to go through the denim, which is great, isn't it? Because they're so sharp and they're really very, 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 very strong indeed. They'll go through perfectly. I do really like Sashiko on. If you go onto Pinterest or search online, you'll be able to see lots of inspiration. Back pockets on jeans, or make yourself a nice denim jacket. That'd be amazing with this. Little dresses, even children's wear. Makes it very durable as well, which of course what you need with children's wear. And then we've got the dark blue. That's lovely for the summer, isn't it? I do like the lighter denim. And then your dark, that's going to be very dramatic though when you're using your accrue. This is going to be brilliant for that. It's the same weight again. It's your 8-ounce medium heavyweight. Just make sure you're putting your denim needle in on your machine. Other than that, go for it. What's stopping you? £4.99 a half metre. Lovely quality. It's ever so soft. It really, really is. It hasn't got a stretch to it. It's ever so soft indeed. Just £4.99 a half metre. And it's a wide half metre as well. I've got the one from the blend. Now, it's called Denim Look. It's like that mottled effect that we saw in the first hour. I'll show you. If you watched the rainbow first hour, in fact, we're going to bring back those blenders because they were really, really popular indeed. But it's lovely, isn't it? Now, I know it says denim cotton mixer, bit confusing. It's just because it gives you almost like that washed denim look, doesn't it? But it does have that beautiful mottle effect. Your Sashiko on this is going to look great. It's £3.99. Really different as well, actually. I think your cranes especially would look really cool because it's like a sky, isn't it? £3.99 a half metre. Now that is your quilting weight cotton and that's 112 wide. 112 wide. With all of these, remember, it's your chance to buy the half metre. So you can buy multiple units and it'll be cut off the bolt for you with any of those cotton canvas or denim. Brilliant. So, if you love this effect, we've got it in all of the different colours. The rainbow hour was crazy. Thank you so much for making the most of all of the deals. We've got a beautiful bundle, which is now extremely limited. It features the blue, but it also has a yellow, an orange, a purple, a green, and a pink for £23.99. Half a metre of each of them. The other two rainbow bundles have sold out. The solids and the cotton poplin have now gone. This is the only way of getting your half metre rainbow solids. And they do look beautiful with that lovely, almost just slight mottle effect. Can you see what I mean? So pretty. Virtually, oh my word, the rainbow hour, virtually everything sold, as you can imagine. Rainbow's high demand at the moment. We also have the thread box. Right, there are less than 10 of these. It came in on Tuesday. It sold out on my birthday show last week. And then we managed to get some more. We had a really big quantity when Hannah and I were talking about this on Tuesday. It went on air yesterday. We've got now less than 10. The value for money, and this is fantastic. Honestly, it's not very often that I'll sit and talk to you about price points. We all have different, we all have different budgets. But in terms of thread, it's one thing that we all need, isn't it? This is, it says embroidery thread, but you don't need to just use this. It's great for machine embroidery because it's got a beautiful sheen to it and it's slightly heavier weight. So you'll get, like they'll really stand out. Brilliant for a plique as well. Plique, for machine, for constructing you can use this, for piecing. What do you mean, Kat? She's just went, just let everyone know that theirs will come neater. What's wrong with it? There's too many that are upside down. Sorry, it's annoying, Cat. It's not good because John Cole Morgan spent ages putting this all in lovely rainbow order. I decided to get all the greens out to show you how many different shades of greens there were earlier. Can you tell? And I've put them all back funny. Sorry, John, if you're watching. 50 spools, £1 a spool, 500 metres on each spool, and your storage box. Get it whilst you can. £50, great investment. That's going to last you a long time. It's not something you're going to need to buy again really quickly, is it? That was a brilliant hour, absolutely flown by. We've still got an hour at all, so if you love, you want to get started and kitted out with the latest gadgets, we've also got brand new heat and seal, so if you want to have a go with some applique projects, then stay tuned. We've got loads still to bring you. Don't forget to check out Every Basket, and I'll be back with you in just a few minutes.
Hello there, I'm Debbie Shaw, and I would love you to join me on the first Monday of every single month for Sewing Street Surgery. Now, this is a dedicated hour where I answer your questions, and that could be questions about techniques, it could be questions about tools, it could be questions about new products, or maybe something that you've seen that you just don't understand. There's a lot of questions about tensions on sewing machines, and there's a lot of questions about working with different weights of fabrics. So if you have a question that you'd like to ask me, the easiest way to bring a question over to us is to go to our Facebook page and post your question on there. I will collate all of those questions throughout the week. If we need any new products for you, or if we need any new demonstrations, those will all be worked on leading up to that first Monday of the month. So do join me, Debbie Shaw, on Sewing Street Surgery on the first Monday. Hi, I'm Debbie Shaw from Sewing Street, and these are my 5 top tips for successful sewing. So, number 1, always use a good quality thread. A good quality thread will keep your seams stronger and also help to prevent lint building up inside your sewing machine. Tip number 2, if your project isn't going quite according to plan, put it down, walk away from it, come back again the next day, and you'll probably find that things don't seem half as bad as they did. My tip number 3, never throw away your sewing machine manual, always keep it to hand, because you're going to find hints and tips, techniques and troubleshooting in that manual. You'll miss it if you lose it. My tip number 4 is to read your pattern instructions before you even cut out your fabric. Different manufacturers of patterns will give you different instructions, different ways of constructing your garments and different seam allowances. So to have a successful garment, you need to follow the instructions precisely. And then tip number 5 is don't give up. Every professional sewer sewed their first seam. Every professional quilter quilted their first quilt. Every professional quilter sewed their first line of wonky stitches and had to get out the quick and pick. That's no different to you. So I hope you find these useful. If you want more hints and tips, then why not go to Sewing Street on channel 74 on Freeview, on Sky 670, and of course we have a YouTube channel where you can catch up on previous demonstrations. We'll see you soon.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying 1 postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Hello and welcome. We love hearing from you, and we really hope that you can follow us on our social media platforms. We've got Instagram, which is @SewingStreet. We have Facebook. We've got 2 Facebook pages. One is the Sewing Street TV page, and the other one is Sewing Street Fans. All 3 of these are monitored all the time by our wonderful team, and if you want to message us on air, drop us a line on either of those 3 and we'll definitely be able to answer your questions that you may have. If you post on the actual wall, we can perhaps answer there. Otherwise, message us as well. That works really, really well. Thank you so much for being involved, and it's only because of this community that we're able to bring you all these different diverse products and to be able to answer your questions that you may have. Another way you can stay in touch with us is by signing up to our newsletter. These newsletters are sent out to you very regularly, and they include not only our guest profiles of upcoming guests, but also amazing shows that we've got coming up for you. And if you want to look at the amazing products before everybody else, that's the best way to do it. If you'd like to sign up and you haven't already, the link to follow is www.sewingstreet.com/sign up. You won't regret it. Thank you.
Hello, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We've got a brilliant hour for you now. Loads of tools. We've got all the bits and bobs to get you all kitted out, so we're all ready to keep making. I hope everybody's all right. Looking forward to the bank holiday weekend, even though I feel like it's just been a constant bank holiday weekend, hasn't it? But yeah, hopefully anyway, the weather's going to be nice, which will be a change for an April bank holiday, or May bank holiday, I should say. Sue, we've got your message. I just wanted to read it out because it's so, so lovely. Sue said, good morning. She said, wanted to say a big thank you to all. A great big thank you. I'm sure I'm not alone in saying you're keeping our sewing community semi-sane at this troubled time. And one of the reasons that I've bothered to do anything, please pass on to the owner and the bosses how much it means to so many. And Sue, honestly, I really, really mean this from all of us that are still able, we're coming in and working. It's keeping us sane. You are keeping us sane. I love looking on the fan page. It's giving me inspiration, and just having the messages come through makes it our day. So thank you so, so much. If you do want to send in any messages to us, honestly, please, please do. If you just want to come and say hello, come and say hello. Morag said that she's watching this morning. I just saw a message on the fan page. It says, morning, Vix. I'm listening while sewing and I'm in my PJs. Yes. Living the dream. We've got our PJs on from here down. It's PJs and slippers. No, I have actually got dressed today, but Kat, you're normally in your slippers, John told me. John Cole Morgan, he had some slippers in the corner. And I was like, whose slippers are they? And he says, me and Kat, we wear our slippers. We wear our slippers in the morning. So next time I won't put my shoes on. Put my slippers and my joggers. Thank you. That was a high kick for 10:10 in the morning, wasn't it? Right, this hour, we've got we've got some new products as well, which is exciting. Are we starting with our barley pops? Because I remembered we are. We've got 4 packs of amazing Batik 2.5-inch strips, pre-cut. They're laser cut, so they are really, really precise. If you want to just get sewing, get going without, let's face it, I have been talking to you about this over the last few weeks. Cutting isn't my strong point. A lot better with stripology, and I'm a lot better now getting my head around the creative grid rulers. It makes it it does save a lot of time. But if you just want them there, ready to go, you can sub-cut from these, of course. They go an awfully long way. We're going to start with the rainbow, of course. Should we carry on the theme? It literally makes me smile. Whenever you think of rainbows, it just makes you smile. £39.99 for 40 strips. And say goodbye to them ever looking like this again. In this packet, all beautifully just laid out like that, because we've tried so hard to get this into a packet. And I'll show you what it ends up looking like. Like this. We've done our best to put it back like that, and it ends up like that. But you do have the most beautiful, beautiful colours. Now, because of the way, obviously, these have been hand-dyed, they're traditionally hand-dyed in barley, you've got a real unique fabric here. Every single one is going to be different. You've got the lovely colourways that are going to look amazing in any of your quilting projects, in any of your patchwork projects. If you want to do soft furnishings, cushions, bags. I know when Wendy Orlando came in and used one of these Hoffman packs, she was absolutely amazed at how far they go, because you're getting 40 strips in here, 40 strips. Both sides, the front and the back, they both look the same. There is a right or wrong side, but I can't see the difference. And they're just so piercing in colour. They will really, really brighten up your project. Do you know the rainbow project that we had, the rainbow panel that we had at $14.99? If there's any of those, grab them before they go. But I've seen somebody, it was when John on the 18th of April did the design roll race, they used one of these and they used alternate, just the spot, it was a spotty rainbow in between from our panel, and it looked amazing. You can team this with just a white. I know that Wendy used like a white cotton canvas, quite a heavyweight cotton, and together the striking colours that you're seeing here are amazing. And don't get me wrong, yes, here it looks very, very rainbow, very, very rainbow indeed. If you were to just pick out your yellows, you could do something completely different. If you want to pick out, there's so many beautiful blues in here as well, you could do quite a nautical theme project. Doesn't necessarily need to do rainbows, but why not? We're all talking rainbows at the moment. We're all needing rainbows at the moment. We absolutely are. It's keeping us all cheerful, isn't it? So, and the strips, they're really, really good size as well. There's a lot that you could do with that. If you're choosing to subcut it into squares, triangles, diamonds, hexes, loads you can do with it. Okay, I'm going to really neatly put this back in the packet and show you. Should we do the other rainbow one, like the pastels? The pastel colours are beautiful as well. It's literally personal preference. But once these have gone, I don't know whether we're going to struggle to get these back in. Obviously, we're doing everything in our power to get new products in as quickly and as efficiently and safely as we possibly can. Lots of suppliers, for obvious reasons, aren't sending out at the moment. So do bear with us on stock. But whilst they're here, grab them whilst you can. Our warehouse team are working as quickly as they possibly can, but also as efficiently and sort of safely, most importantly, as they can. So thank you for your patience on the shipping. At the moment, I think that we're still looking at between sort of 4 and 7 working days, which is amazing. So not long to wait. I waited longer for my pick mix. And look at some of these beautiful colours. I can smell that iron. It's very, I don't know why. Maybe it needs a clean. Or maybe I've got it too, I might have it too hot. I've got my iron on to do some fusing in a bit. Look at these. Oh, beautiful pastel shades. They'd look nice with the pastel strips that we had earlier on, wouldn't they? £39, £39.99, 40 of your pastel spotty batiks. Okay, we've also got your Under the Sea. Now, oh, they're the ones that Wendy were working with actually, and she made loads and loads. Cushions, she made a bag. I think she made 3 cushions. She made mini cushions and a big cushion. She did like table mats. She still had more that she was demoing with. So did we make all this with one of the packs? She was like, honestly, there is so much fabric in there. When you actually work out, it's £1 a strip, isn't it? And to think they've all been traditionally hand-dyed in Bali. It's so, so special. We're all desperate to go, aren't we? When we're allowed to fly again, maybe next year or the year after, we'll have to do a trip, Sewing Street trip. We'll all go. You can all come with us. Everybody come to Bali, obviously just for the sheer educational purposes of the hand-dyeing techniques. No beaches, no cocktails, just the traditional hand dyeing, obviously. But look at all these. When you get them home, dive in, look at the colour and the patterns that you're getting. Every single one is unique. See, this one, you could do almost like a space sort of theme, couldn't you? That one's really space, isn't it? What about that one? That one's so cool. Every one of them, absolutely unique. Seriously, we talk about these quite a lot, but we love them. I know people who only buy batik fabrics and do the most incredible batik quilts. Please have a look on what is it that you look on? Pinterest or online. Just have a look and see what you can find, because there's so many brilliant designs out there. Hannah's going to be there in Bali. I know, Han. I say it every time, don't I? In the hope that the management are once going, okay, we've heard it enough. We don't want to hear anymore. We'll take you to Bali, Vic. Okay, and the last one is your latest edition. This is only just landed in stock, literally last week, was the autumn colours. And I love them. Those gorgeous sunset oranges right through those deep tans and chocolates and greens. We've opened this one, haven't we? Do you know what? We haven't made that much of a mess. This one's in order still. Look at that. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? I think it's because we had it on air once and I was very, very careful with it. But look at these lovely colours. Has this only been on once? Only been on air once. It's only been on air with me. I do love that one. That one is gorgeous. I've got a dress very similar to that colour. Yes. Look at this. That's beautiful as well. That is beautiful. There are so many amazing colours. There are reds and pinks in there. I think this is what's so incredible about the traditional dyeing technique, is that you are just getting such unique colours that I don't think you could get printing. I love this sort of marble mottle effect that's just so individual. Every one of them, they're all completely different. £39.99. Please do make sure you are checking out your basket as soon as you can. Okay. So, in the first hour, if you missed the show at the start, maybe you had a bit of a line. I'll let you off. We did say we're starting our bank holiday early, so maybe you thought, I've treated myself to a little bit of a lie-in. You missed the most cheery show, though. It was quite funny. Yesterday, I saw Joe when I was over at Jewellery Maker, and he said to me, I've just put out your show. Oh, it's dull, Vic. I was really genuinely like, what? What are you talking about? He was like, the rainbow show. Oh, it's just dull, isn't it? And I was like, I'm getting really angry with him. I was like, Joe, it's a rainbow show. And he was like, I'm being very sarcastic. It's the brightest show I've ever seen. It's just full of rainbows. I, for a minute, got really annoyed and upset with Joe Wilcox. But no, it was just the most amazing show. So I've got a few recaps. A lot sold out, you see, a lot sold out. We've got the rainbow strips, the spotty fabric. Now, the value for money on this, you'll see in a second. 2.5-inch strips, whether you're looking at design rolls, they are a brilliant price at £1 a strip, your Hoffmans. This doesn't really make sense. So this one's this one. Sorry, I've picked them all up. No. This is Hannah's favourite. Absolutely. Don't let that put you off, though. She's got lovely taste, you know, our Hannah. £12.99. That's it, £12.99. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got 7 strips, 2.5-inch. Great value for money, because look how wide this fabric is. 140. Oh, 140 wide. So they're actually wider than your Hoffman strips for £12.99. It's exclusive to us. It is exclusive to us. And they're once cut out. And don't get me wrong, because you haven't got the white in between these, you could do amazing binding if you cut across the bias. You could do stripy binding, couldn't you? Straps for bags. There's loads that you're going to be able to do with that. For £12.99, it's definitely one that's worth adding to your order. I've also got the strips in linear. Let me just pop these back 1 second. There's your hexes. There's your strips in. We had a lot of rainbows earlier. It was fabulous. It really was. Oh, this one's lovely. What about bunting? Little mini bunting. You could do like really cute little mini bunting, couldn't you? EPP, lovers, if you do want to do a bit of hand sewing. What about even if you were to just cut this into a circle, put it in a hoop, and you could do some embroidery over the top of it. You could do somebody's name, you could do a date, you could do all sorts, couldn't you? £12.99. I do like the idea of doing some sort of garland. I saw in one of the books from the early bird a heart like wreath that you could put on your door, and you could do it with rainbow fabric. At the moment, imagine that on everybody's front door would look so beautiful. Very colourful. Right. Shall we talk about fusing? Yeah. We've got some new way of doing, I say fusing, a fusible. It is a fusible. Where is my heat and seal? What have I done with it? Did you get it out today? Did you get it out this hour? Did we move it? Hang on, bear with us. I don't think we, where have we put it? I've had it out this morning because I've been doing some fusing and I don't know where I've put the pack. We definitely had it on the table, Kat, earlier. I might need to come back to it. Hang on. Ah, thank you, Kat. Found it. So, we've got 2 different weights. We've got lightweight and we've got ultra. Now, depending on what you're sort of fusing. So if you want to fuse, say, card, leather, PU, cotton, heavier weight cotton, then we've got the ultra, but we've also got light if you want to do a lighter weight fabric. So which one do you want to go for first? Let's do ultra. That's the one that, can you see I've already got my mitts into this one. £10.99. I wanted to see the difference actually, because we've got different fusible options, and the great thing about Sewing Street is that there is choice. Whether it's marking tools, we'll give you choice. Whether it's scissors, rotary cutters, sewing machines, we give you choice. Fusibles, exactly the same. So I'd never seen this one before, so I was eager to open it out and have a bit of a play with it. Now, this one is the one I know on YouTube when I was watching, they're from Hemline. I was having a look and there were people doing like leathers. If you want to, obviously be careful with your iron, you'll need to use a pressing cloth or press from the reverse side. Just be ever so careful. But you can actually fuse with PUs or leather or something heavier weight, because it's a double-sided paper. The one side is very, very shiny, and the other side is where your adhesive is. So this side, well, this side's shiny too, but you can see at home that this one's where your little glue part is. In fact, I've cut it a bit off so I can peel it so I can show you how it actually is. So there's your layer of adhesive, of glue, and there is your plastic that's stuck to it. So what you would do if you want to do a plique, or if you want to adhere something to another fabric, then you simply iron it onto your fabric first. Now I've just got like a cotton. So what I would suggest is, if you're cutting out smaller intricate shapes, or in cutting any shapes in fact, I would always iron it onto your fabric first. So if you've got your denim or whatever it is that you're using, firstly iron it onto your denim. So iron it onto there first. Sorry, this looks very, very messy on the camera, doesn't it? So once you've done it, once it's all ironed on, you can then cut out whatever shapes. Now, I literally have just been doing this in the last half an hour whilst I've been watching Cara as well. So I just thought, because of the sewing bee last night, did you watch the dungaree show? I'm making this into a really big version, but you know, like a pocket on the front of a dungarees or something, and you just want to embellish. Or if you, I mean, you can use this, as I say, I've got some denim, which I've done it. So then I haven't peeled it off yet. What I've done is I've just used, all the heat instructions are on the pack. Just be very, very careful with your iron as well. Use a pressing cloth if you want to be extra careful, not like me, who's doing it very quick, but at home I'd use a pressing cloth just so you don't get any glue on your iron. Let it cool down, because it will be hot, and then just have a place of them, because once you sort of stuck it down, then it's stuck. Now mine, can you guess what it is? It's a very, very bad boat, sailing boat. Now as well, I can see a bit of my marking pen, but that will come off with heat. Another thing I would suggest, I drew out my pattern of what I wanted to do. You can cut around your own shapes if you've got templates, if you've got a fabric that's got lovely flowers and you want to cut exactly around the flowers. If it is a fabric that you're drawing your own shapes, don't draw with your marking tool and then press your Bondo web on. Do your Bondo web first, or sorry, your heat and seal first, and then so bond it first, and then draw your patterns on, because otherwise you'll lose all your patterns, which is what happened with me. So then I decided to just do something quick and simple. So say I'm doing a little boat. You then want to check that you're happy with where it is, your positioning, work out where it is that you want to do it. I don't even think that really looks like a boat, does it? Do they have two sails like that? Need to be higher up. Not attached to the boat bottom. Oh, more like that. And they need a pole, don't they? I don't know. I'm not an artist. I'm just playing around with it. So, so then you peel it off. Oh no, I haven't did that one. Let me do that again. So that sticks down. Give that a really good press for about 10 seconds. Do not get it to stick to your iron. Be careful, I would use a pressing cloth, as I said, and let that glue just stick. Now this one should have done it. Peel it off. If you do find it a bit tricky to peel, then you can see shiny on my denim. So that's now ready to place. Now it's not sticky yet until you add the heat, so you've still got a bit of time to sort of wiggle around and get it into the right position. Thank you, Han. She says my boat's lovely. Did she? Just because she's got a fine art degree, Hannah's saying my boat is terrible. What's wrong with my bow? I really thought about this. I was like, right, what shall I do with this lovely bird fabric? And on my blue, I'm going to do a little boat. So I'm going to place that. And the great thing about it is you can layer it all up. So now it's all ready to stick down. I think that looks like a good boat. And then I would, again, use a pressing cloth, but just in seconds, even with your denim, which is a heavier weight, it's going to all stick down lovely. So that's already stuck. Oh, that part needs a bit more. That is now completely stuck. And at this point, you would then go round with, if you like the frayed edges, then leave it as it is. You could do a raw edge. But with a denim like this, I would do some sort of satin stitch round or a blanket stitch round would look nice. And you could put some clouds up there. You can do whatever you want. But I'm just showing you how on the Ultra, the one that we're looking at now at £10.99, it's a big sheet you get. I haven't even cut... Well, I cut quite a big strip off. I've used more than I should really. And you get loads and loads and loads and loads. So have a go with it. If you are thinking of appliquing with a heavier weight, don't get me wrong, I love Bondaweb as well, which we have on the web shop, which is fine for quilting cotton. But if you do start wanting to look at bonding heavier weight fabric, then the Ultra is brilliant. I can feel Hannah at home, like, laughing at me. A tugboat, that was what it was supposed to be. That's exactly what it was supposed to be. Well, I said to Kat, right, let's just Google what a simple boat design looks like. I don't know why I got in my head that I really wanted to do a boat. And she was showing me all these big, fancy, just like pirate ships with all the sails. I was like, no, just the simple tugboat is what I want to do. The difference between the light and the... I'll show you the light one as well. How big is this, in fact? It's 90 by 56 centimetres, so you do get a lot for your money in there. Hope you enjoyed that. I had so much fun. Can you tell? Getting all the criticism from my producer, and she's not even here. She's not even here. She's at home. Okay, your light and Ultra. Now, this is slightly different because it's almost like... Am I allowed to open this to show you? I don't know if I'm allowed to. But if I explain it, it looks like that. It's like a web. It's like a grid as opposed to that thick Ultra. So this is designed for a lighter weight. It is going to be fusing lighter weight fabric. £5.99. I'm not going to open it up, but if you are looking at a poplin weight, if you're looking at a lighter fabric or something that's more delicate, then try out the light. It's again big. £5.99. Okay, I won't open it up because it's quite self-explanatory, isn't it? Just wanted to show you the difference. The sloths. These are going to sell out, you know, and I'm really, really concerned that once they are gone, they are gone. I'm going to turn this iron off because I'm a bit concerned that it's right next to me. There we go. Goodbye. The sloths. These are so lovely. I've spoken to so many people over the last few weeks. Thank you for messaging me. I've had such lovely messages. I've spoken to a lot of people who are starting out and are looking at doing workshops once the lockdown is over and they're able to go to workshops, which is brilliant. I love that. It's such a lovely community that that you're joining and that we're all in. And I know that John Cole Morgan will say the same. He found himself in a really lovely sort of group and found quilting groups near him. And I really do suggest you do that. But what you're going to need when you go to a workshop is something like this. We're going to start with, is that one? That one. I'm so bad at knowing sizes. I start with the A3. So your A3 size. This is brilliant and portable, obviously. You can take it to your workrooms and your workshops. The design on it, I mean, look at the sloths in their little jumpers. Lisa's going to be jealous of this one with the bunting. The little sleepy sloth, I like him as well. All ready to go. So inside, you've got your cutting mat and your pressing mat. So if you are going to a workshop, you've got that ideal ready to go. You can set it up next to your sewing machine. When I first started at workshops, there was one communal iron, and the queue for it was always, you had to keep waiting. So it's nice just to be able to go to your workshop, set yourself up, your little station. You don't really need to move too far, do you? Which is great. And especially if you're doing blocks, this is an ideal size. You don't need to get the big family ironing board out that people are going to start bringing you shirts and saying, oh, can you just iron this? There's a big difference, isn't there, ladies, between pressing and ironing. If you're pressing on your pressing mat, it's different to doing the home ironing. It's a lot more fun. I must say, I've never used my iron as much as I have since I've joined the sewing world. Honestly, I never, ever, ever used to iron. Now, I still don't really iron my clothes, but it's really important to do your pressing, obviously, when you're doing your quilting and patchwork. Plus, you have a really lovely cutting mat, 45-degree angle, 60-degree angle, so that means that you're going to be able to do your 60-degree diamonds into hexes even as well. Brilliant. So that's the A3. We then also got the smaller one. Love this. Absolutely love this. The actual cover of the case is your pressing mat. So the top and the bottom is designed for your cutting mat, and then inside, it's so lovely, isn't it? The print is really gorgeous. We just love the sloths. They're so cute. I told you I saw them at the London Zoo last year. Little baby sloths. They're just adorable. So this is a spongy cover on both sides, which you can use as your pressing mat. So that teams up as a pressing mat. Also, if I open this up, you can see you've got your cutting mat. You've got your sort of velvety sheet, which you could use as a design wall, and you can just keep your block there. So if you are taking it to a workshop, you can lay it all out and put it away with it staying in place. And then you've also got your sandpaper. Now, if you're making any markings on your fabric, then it's not going to be slipping and sliding out the way. So these are all things that, honestly, I don't think you realise how much you use them or how much you would miss them until you use them, until you have them. You think, oh, well, I don't know if I need that. Honestly, when you use it, you'll go, my word, how did I ever live without it? It's really, really useful indeed. £14.99. I think it's a great gift for somebody. If you're anything like me, I always will see things that I think that is perfect for so-and-so, that is perfect for them. And then it will come to their birthday, and trying to find something that is to their craft or to their hobby, it's really difficult. It's not like you walk into every gift store and you see shelves of sewing related gifts. This is something, one, that's very useful, two, that's a bit different with the sloths as well. It's so cute, but also something that they might not necessarily buy themselves. They might already have a cutting mat and a pressing mat, but to be able to take to workshops, this is great. £14.99 is the price. Do make sure you're checking out your baskets. It's only 1p&p. Right, so it's behind me. It's behind me. The Clover iron finger. This is ideal. You know the situation that I just had there when I was just trying to poke my fabric by my iron and nearly burnt my finger off? Well, this is where you would use your iron finger. So instead of getting close with your fingers to the iron, you can use this to, as it is silicone, it's heat proof. So it's going to be brilliant for that. Oh, really? Has this already been ironed over quite a few times? It's been ironed over, Kat's saying, quite a few times, and you can see it's not damaged it at all. I like the fact that it's got the curved edge, and it's also got the sharp, well, I say sharp, it's not sharp, it's just a pointy corner. So this would be really nice as well to use as a dobber, to be able to use for those of you that watched the sewing bee last night, you know, on the collars, on the lovely little smocking dress, to be able to really get into those corners and give you a lovely crisp seam, or bag makers, this is going to be ideal for that as well. I'm even thinking as an extra finger for your next to your sewing machine, so, or your overlocker. Don't get your hands or pins near an overlocker. If you just want to hold something in place near your machine, you could just use this as well for that. £15.99. I think it's really versatile indeed. And heat proof, so great to use in conjunction with your iron. Oh, can't get enough of this. Can't get enough of it, especially now. Now, at the moment, fingers crossed, we're all up to date still with our shipping. If it does take a little longer than normal, thanks for your patience and understanding, but it's still, as far as I'm aware, sort of between 4 and 7 working days, which is fantastic, because freezer paper, I find it very, very difficult to get here in this country. If you're buying freezer paper, it's an American product. You're normally having to look at shipping, big shipping costs as well from America, if you can get it. And it's so handy for crafters. It is so, so handy. I actually went onto Pinterest and I think there was, don't quote me on the number, but I think somebody had listed 112 ways of using freezer paper in crafts. There's so many different ways of using freezer paper, whether it be for templates, whether it be for, because it's got like a shiny side, it's got one side that's like matte and the other side which is shiny. So if you iron this onto your fabric, it temporarily adheres to it without sticking to it or leaving any sticky residue onto your fabric, but it will temporarily sort of stick to it for going around templates. You can use this as a template. You could use it for your free motion quilt. Sorry, not free motion. Yeah, well, free motion you could use it for actually, but quilting, if you want to do, for example, you know, like John Cole Morgan, he has a long arm quilter. Very, very jealous of his long arm quilting machine. But sometimes if you see like beautiful heart quilting or different shapes and you think that can only be done on a big long arm quilting machine, why not create your own stencils and go round it when you're quilting with your free motion foot on? You could create such beautiful quilting patterns as well using freezer paper. You get a lot on there for £6.49. If you've bought something already, it's one of those supermarket sweep, the big inflatable, add it to your basket. Just make the most of it. £6.49 for 12 metres. And it is very, very useful indeed. I want to know what you use it for, actually. We should start a thread on Facebook fan page. See what everybody uses their freezer paper for, because I bet everybody comes up with different ways of using it. Okay, we've got 505 spray. Now, I can't show you how it's used here in the studio. It's an aerosol can, so just be careful, obviously, well-ventilated room or wear a mask when spraying with it. But I know so many people that use this for basting. This is probably the most popular way of basting that I've heard, actually, from our experts. Jane, buying it by the caseload at the moment. Jane from Elna, Jane from Genome. Debbie, she always buys the biggest bottles that she can find. John Cole Morgan, he uses this to baste all of his quilts. You just give it a spray onto, do you spray it onto your wadding or do you spray it onto your fabric? Prepare, hold from a distance, shake well, spray 505 from a distance onto, you only need a very, very thin layer. You don't need much of this. I'm wondering whether you go spray it onto your fabric by the looks of things, and then stick it to your wadding. All of the instructions are on the back, but it is fantastic. You don't need to just use it for quilting fabric, though. It says on the back that you can use it with ribbon, you can use it with tissue paper, you can obviously use it for patchwork, you can use it for felt, you can use it to temporarily stick patterns down. You could use it for jean as well, for denim. For jeans, just £7.99. Whenever we get it, it sells out. It is a temporary adhesive, so if you are basting with it, you're still obviously going to need to do your quilting, but it's going to save sort of hand tacking every few hand spans, isn't it? It's going to really sort of save that time. Very, very quick, and it's going to go a long way. I know that Debbie says she always buys the biggest can that she can because she's busy with it with her bag making. Yeah, so even smaller projects, cushions, it's just quick and easy to be able to baste with. £7.99. Oh, I've never seen this. It's so cute. I saw it on Debbie's show, but this is, oh, thank you. This is so me. How do you know my love for Dachshunds? This is so cute. It's a little sausage dog. Yeah, my present at Christmas was a Dachshund in a Dachshund bag, wasn't it? Not an actual Dachshund. Oh, I just love them. Who doesn't love sausage dogs? That's the question. They are just adorable. And look at his little neckerchief. It's a pincushion, so it isn't just really cute. I'd just have that just on the side. He's just really cute. But he is actually designed to, no, it doesn't hurt him, I promise. It doesn't hurt him. Kat says it's like acupuncture. I've never had that. Oh, you would love it. Oh, no, I don't fancy that. £14.99. Such a cute little puppy dog. Lovely little pincushion. Nice gift for somebody. Yeah, nice gift. It comes in a nice little box as well, so if you are thinking for a gift. Perfect. I've got a sewing machine pincushion up next as well. This comes in a box like this. Who was it that messaged me? Somebody messaged me long ago saying that they bought this. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the detail on the fabric. You've got your little spools, you've got your pins, needles, safety pins. I think because when Hayley ordered this, she thought it was navy and they arrived and they were black. So I think she must have already done the graphics, but it does say navy. They're not, they're black. I love the hand crank, the detail and the button and the little spool on the top. They're so cute. And again, they are pin cushions, designer's pin cushions. £12.99. It isn't navy, it's black. We've got the basket as well that matches in. So if you do want everything matching in your workroom, that would look nice, wouldn't it? Next to your sewing machine, your pin cushion. Big, it's a nice big pin cushion as well. You can fit all your different size pins. And this is a really cute little caddy. So you've got some scissors, lovely embroidery snips, and there's a little hole. Can you see actually the detail that's gone into this? So there's a place to put them, which is handy. You've also got your little spool, your little pin cushion, and you've got a tape measure on there. And they're not just for decoration. You can absolutely take that out and use that, which is great. All usable, all come with it. Did you hear Debbie's fact on tomatoes? I can't remember exactly what it was, but I did watch it and think, oh, that's interesting. They used to give them to newlyweds tomatoes because they were really expensive, weren't they? But why are they little pin cushions? Oh, I think then they started to make them out of fabric because they were so expensive. So instead of buying tomatoes, they'd make them in fabric. And then that's why they're so popular as pin cushions. I think that was the story, Debbie. She's like, no, that's not the story at all. You've just abbreviated my full amazing story. And your little box, maybe to keep buttons in or something. We've always got loads of little odd buttons, haven't we? More storage. We always use this. This is so useful for us because we're new. We're a new show. So we're still building up our storage as well. And Kat, I must say, is doing an amazing job at organising all of our storage. But one thing that's really, really useful for us, where we keep all of our scissors, where we keep our marking tools, where we keep our rotary cutters, in the Millwood Pine Caddy. It's £14.99. It's the first time I've seen it. I like the fact that it's neutral as well because if you want to paint it, if you want to embellish it, you could do some stenciling on it. You could even do it as a little project with children, couldn't you? Decorating it for the workroom. And ideal. You can fit loads in there. Knife, forks, spoons. You can. You could use it for all sorts, couldn't you? You don't necessarily need to use it for your crafts, but it is ideal. I mean, we've got loads in here. We've got our clover. We've got all of our rotary cutters. Little sections so we could keep it organised. We should really, shouldn't we, Kat? We should put all of them into... There's all our rotary cutters. There's our scissors. Was it all stuff that was supposed to be on... Oh, these are all things that have been on the show, by the way. These have all been things that are on the show. So it doesn't come with all of these included. But it's very, very useful to have on your workspace. And I like the fact that... yeah, as I say, the opportunity of you being able to decorate. And yeah, you've got your handle as well, your working handle. So, earlier on, we did our amazing rainbow show. We've got some Hexie panels that I just want to quickly recap because there were a lot of people asking about these. Limited stock now on all three colourways. We've got the spots, rainbow. There's your rainbow. Now, these will work well with 1-inch cardboard hexes. So if you are doing with EPP, don't get me wrong, you could get some of the heat and seal and you could fuse them to cushions, bags, to all sorts and just do a little blanket stitch around them. You could applique them on. They don't necessarily need to be EPP, but a lot of people doing EPP. What about an English paper piece rainbow? Rainbow colours, £7.99 for your 70 centimetre by 38 centimetre panel. And on there, the detail, you've got spots, you've got zigzags, you've got, what are they? Are they like little triangles, little squares? Oh, I like them. And you've got almost the linen, sort of the linear texture. The zigzags. You would have to go through a lot of charm squares, wouldn't you, to get this amount of colour and patterns and then cutting them. Cutting them would take, drawing them and making them yourself would be would take a long time to measure them all out, whereas it's been done for you. All you need to do is cut them. We've got the pastels. This, I think, is my favourite. It's so pretty. It is so, so pretty. All of the patterns, again, they've got a very sort of 90s feel to them. We love it. $7.99 for your pastels Hexies. So it does say 2.5 inch hexes on the top. That's from the top to the bottom, diameter of them, as opposed to it is to go into it's to work with 1 inch cut hexes. But because sometimes, you know, some of the hexes that you buy, it's for they measure around the edge, don't they? I'm with you. So it's the hexes. They measure around the edge, and then the fabric, it's 2.5 inches. I understand now. $7.99. I always got a bit confused with it. I've probably confused everybody even more, but it's clear in my head now. That's all that matters. I get what I mean. The last one is the Brights, which is, again, this really funky 90s sort of, well, I say 90s. It's just lots of spots. You've got little squiggles. You'll see what I mean when I show you. We're feeling it's very 90s-esque. And it is exclusive to us. All of these Hexie panels are exclusive to us. £7.99 for all of your lovely bright hexes. They'd be great. And the great thing is that they all complement each other. You don't need to think about, oh, does that colour work with this? I'm doing it really random, and I want it to look random, but also I want it to be tonally right and match in. So these are ideal for that, aren't they? Multi-buy, and they'll come separate. They'll come exactly like this, but absolutely take advantage of the fact that you can multi-buy and still only pay 1 postage and packaging. Just £7.99 is fantastic price. Especially as this is exclusive to us, isn't it? Now, one thing that we are all crying out for at the moment is hand cream. I am going through hand cream like there is no tomorrow. We've got the hand cream and the nail oil from Seams. The hand cream is beautiful. I absolutely swear by this. I use it, and I know that Karen, who came on air and did she invented it. She came on and she spoke for a whole hour about this hand cream. There's so many ingredients that have gone into it. The smell is beautiful. It's not overly floral. It's not overly clinical. It's just clean. But it is designed with sewers in mind. Have you ever found a hand cream that absorbs virtually instantly? I mean, try it out. Try it out. Quite often, the way that moisturizer sort of works is it sits on the surface of your skin and it feels lovely, but it doesn't actually penetrate into your skin. This does. Wait until you get it home. It's $13.99, which I actually think for all of the sort of ingredients that have gone into this, which by the way are all listed on our website if you do want to have a closer look at that. All the ingredients that are in, I would have actually expected it to be more expensive. $13.99 when the cream is designed to help to moisturise, to help soften and restore and condition, to nourish and to smooth, to help hydrate and enhance skin barrier, to help even skin tone, to help comfort. At the moment, we're washing our hands over and over and over, and my hands are so dry. I had to take my wedding rings off for a while, actually, because it was getting ever so sore. I think we're all in the same boat, aren't we, where we're just crying out, our hands are desperate for some moisture. You only need a pea amount, tiny amount. Don't squeeze too much because, yeah, you don't need it. It absorbs so quickly. So if you are sewing and if you're worried about your hand cream going onto your fabric, maybe you make bridal wear or you work a lot with silk dupion and you're thinking, oh, it just instantly stains, have a go with this. It absorbs instantly. I tend to put hand cream on at night. I think it's nice to give your hands a little bit of a massage. Hard-working hands are sewers, especially hand sewing. Kat, oh my word, your hands need restoring, don't they? She's saying, put a thimble on. If you're doing hand sewing, put a thimble on. I know that this is very, very popular over the road with I say over the road, in the same building, in the other side of the building, the jewelry maker studio. If you're doing anything with your hands, even just to have when you're washing up, or I know that any figure skaters out there, Claire in Solihull, I know that she likes her ice skating, but different sort of we were all working with our hands. She actually started doing this gardening as well. We're all doing our gardening. I know that Karen, who invented this, it was actually from being on a millinery course making hats that she said, right, I need to make a hand cream because there's nothing out there for us. It smells so beautiful as well. We've also got the cuticle cream. Now, cuticle oil, I would put the cuticle oil on first and then put the cream on. It, again, absorbs really, really quickly. Now, it says hand and nail. We've been experimenting a bit. And if you get, I do have very, very dry, you could probably see, I don't want to show it you all, but I do get very, very dry, sore skin. And I do think a lot of it, if I'm being brutally honest, is we're constantly anti-backing the table. We're spraying and cleaning and me leaning on it all the time. I do think it's irritated me slightly, but just putting it onto dry elbows, dry knees, it's really going to help to nourish. Putting it onto your cuticles, those of us that normally maybe go and have your nails done, I've pulled them off, and I know that my manicure, the lady who does my nails, she says, whatever you do, don't pull these off, soak them off properly. Being a bit anxious, I've sat and I've picked and I've picked and I've picked, and my nails are in bits. So just putting this onto your cuticles really, really helps. Now, it is an investment at $21.99, but seriously, you do not need much. It goes such a long way. I don't know whether this is one that I can open. I won't do it, but basically, it's in a little, is it called like a pipette? All you do, you don't even need to squeeze the top of your pipette, just dab it onto your cuticles, give it a really good rub in. It gives you lovely holiday legs as well, Hayley said. Hey, now weather like this, maybe putting your shorts on for the first time this year, put a bit of this on and it's really nice to give you nice, soft, shiny legs. Nourished legs, just £21.99. That might be a nice gift to send to somebody, actually. Speak to the customer service team, because I'm sure we're able to do it. If you say, look, add another address onto your shipping list and you can send it straight to somebody, so it doesn't need to come to you and for you to send it out, send it to somebody directly. Speak to the customer service team. Right, your slip reduction mat is great for those of us that are working maybe on our dining room table, if you want to protect your surface, but also, you know, if you're doing big quilts, I don't know about you, but some sewing machines, if you've got maybe an older machine or a smaller machine, it could start to sort of bounce across the table, can't it? Well, this is really, really going to help that. It's really, really going to help stop your machine from slipping or your overlocker from slipping. It's a really nice size as well. I think actually even with our 680, this one would fit on a 680. I haven't got a machine down. Oh, I've got a machine in the bag, but is it the 560 plus? When we've got even our 680, actually, I think will fit on this. We also find it handy. Now, I love a hack. I'm not telling you that this is what it's meant for, but because of its sort of spongy nature, I thought, I bet this is sort of reducing the sound. So if your machine's quite loud, I think it will probably help reduce the sound. We also, obviously sewing, standing up, so sometimes you can lose your foot pedal under the table, can't you? We've all done it. We've also found that if you put this on the floor and have your foot pedal on, it will stop that from slipping as well. Just another way, not what it's designed for. It is a slip reduction mat for your sewing machine, but I think that's really handy to have, £15.99, and it just protects your surface. Thank you for warning me. I'm pleased she told me there was a sewing machine in it, because I would have just gone, woo! There is a sewing machine in it. Sewing machine bags. Now, not every sewing machine comes with a fantastic cover. And I know that Debbie Shaw always says one of your first projects, once you've got your sewing machine, is make your own sewing machine bag. You can just buy one for £12.99. £12.99. That is such a great price. It's ideal for. You can fit the 680 in it. Actually, I've tried it before. It's snug. It is snug, but it can fit in it. This is the 560. This is your 560. Which has got room to spare, actually. You can fit some fabric in there. We've also got a pocket in the front for you, maybe your manual instructions or any patterns that you're working from. If you are on the move, when we get the chance to maybe go on our holidays, maybe go on a little caravan holiday, or if you're sewing in a space that you can't leave your sewing machine out 24/7, it's really good to just protect your sewing machine, keeping it dust-free and lint-free, and it will last. But that is ideal for that, isn't it? Ideal just to keep it away and be able to store it very nice and safely. Read it out to me because I've put my phone on airplane mode and I don't want to. Oh, is it Claire in Solihull? Claire makes things in Solihull. She's ordered the Millwood Caddy. The mat's brilliant for a Dukey overlocker. She says it never dances off the table. That's brilliant. I was watching, Claire started up doing some YouTube demonstrations as well. So have a look, Claire, who makes things on Instagram, and she's put a post to her videos. Oh, it'd be so lovely to meet you one day because we're so close. You literally don't live down the road. One day, I think when we're all allowed to meet again, it just makes us all want to come together and unite, doesn't it? I think it makes you appreciate how, you know, we just took it for granted before. And now I'm like, oh, okay, we've got to meet up, live down the road. Thank you all so much. Do make sure you're checking out your basket on anything you've seen today, especially the rainbow fabrics. Tomorrow's show is going to be brilliant. We are going, of course, full VE day tomorrow. We've got great fabrics. We've got beautiful VE panels. That's going to be amazing. Of course, you've got John. He's going to be announcing the Make of the Week competition and his Block of the Week. Block 5, you can catch up on 1, 2, 3 and 4 on YouTube, but Block 5, he'll be talking you through tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And then he's fantastic and a huge advocate of creative grid rulers. Those of you that are struggling getting the measurements or getting the right angles, creative grids are brilliant. They're really great. So can't recommend those enough. They're coming up with John. Thank you so much for your company, everybody. Stay safe, stay well, enjoy the sunshine from your garden, get some gardening done. I will see you very soon. See John tomorrow.